Tiger Country 104.5 is a Radio Alabama station, part of the Auburn Networks family. WAUE HD2, Waverly, Auburn, Opelika.
Auburn, Opelika Country, Tiger Country 104.5.
The following is a presentation of Radio Alabama Sports. This broadcast is copyrighted by Radio Alabama for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast, descriptions, or accounts of the game without Radio Alabama's consent is strictly prohibited.
Lee Scott Academy Basketball is on Tiger Country 104.5. Presented by the Orthopedic Clinic, Googe Performing Arts Center, Mountain High Outfitters, and Russell Building Supply. Also brought to you by Auburn Bank, Gutter Pro, Advanced Graphics, Auburn Express Towing, and Four Seasons Federal Credit Union. Now, live from courtside, here's the voice of Lee Scott Academy Basketball, Christian Griffin.
We are back inside the Academy here at Sanford Gymnasium on the campus of Lee Scott Academy for some beautiful Friday evening basketball between the Lee Scott Academy Warriors and the Brookstone Cougars. Like last Friday night, we had a cross-town rivalry. Now we have a cross-state showdown as the Cougars from Columbus make their way to Auburn, Alabama, looking to upset the Warriors here tonight. The Lee Scott Academy Warriors, coached by Coach Corey Harrison. And my goodness, what a dominant performance the last time these girls took the floor, taking care of Beulah 45-22, moving to 5-6 overall, but most importantly, 1-0 in area play. Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. I'm Christian Griffin, and we appreciate everybody for being here with us on Tiger Country 104.5, tigercountry.net, and the Radio Alabama app. We are 3 minutes until starting lineups and tip-off between the Cougars and the Warriors. Let's take a look at tonight's keys to the game, presented by Jeff Coat-Trant Funeral Home and Crematory, serving Opelika, Auburn, and Lee County since 1988. Talking with Coach Corey Harrison pregame, a little bit of size differential. This Cougar team going to have a little bit more down low than this Lee Scott team does, which isn't usually something that's overly surprising to this Warrior team. And so because of that, defending down low, rebounding, doing what you need to do on the dirty work on the defensive side of the floor. Second, continue to force live ball turnovers. One thing that this Warrior team did really, really well against Beulah, they forced live ball turnovers. And while turnovers are a good thing in itself, this Warrior team for Coach Corey Harrison doesn't necessarily thrive in the half-court set. A lot of that goes through Clark Ivett. A lot of that is around the perimeter before they can either duck it down low or get the open three. Where this team wants to have success is in transition. Again, those live ball turnovers where you can get it, get out and run, give yourself easy looks at the rim or possibly some of those easy kick-out threes in transition. And third, continue to defend home court. Those are tonight's keys to the game, presented by Jeff Coat-Trant Funeral Home and Crematory. You can call on them in your time of need. We're going to have the prayer. We're going to have the anthem. And when we come back, we get you starting lineups and opening tip between the Brookstone Cougars and your Lee Scott Academy Warriors. All of that's here coming up on Tiger Country 104.5.
My joints aren't what they used to be. Routine exercise, playing ball outside with the kids, riding bikes on vacation. I never worried about keeping up. But now, my joint pain has started slowing me down. I decided to make an appointment with the Orthopedic Clinic. Their surgical partners had the experience, technology, and personalized approach to care that I was looking for. Best of all, it was close to home. I'm thankful I chose the Orthopedic Clinic. Don't let joint pain slow you down. Visit theorthoclinic.com and schedule your appointment today.
The Goose Performing Arts Center at Auburn University is Alabama's premier destination for the arts, bringing you the very best of Broadway, dance, music, and more. Learn more about upcoming performances and see the calendar of events online at gougecenter.auburn.edu. That's GOGUE center.auburn.edu. Or call the box office 334-844-TIXS.
Every sports team has a glue guy, the unsung hero that does the dirty work. Society's Glue Guys are towing companies. Whether your car is in an accident or you own a business and need a vehicle moved, we all need tow trucks. When you need one, call Auburn Express Towing, offering 24-hour towing services. AET specializes in parking lot and private property towing in Auburn. Call 334-821-6033. Auburn Express Towing, located at 615 Opelika Road.
Mountain High Outfitters is helping you gear up for cooler weather with new styles and colors in downtown Auburn. From fan favorites in footwear like Hoka, On, Ultra, Brooks, New Balance, and Birkenstock, Mountain High Outfitters offers the largest footwear selection in Auburn. Plus, find those hard-to-get apparel brands like Aviator Nation, Gold Hinge, Yori, Local Boy, and Free People Movement. Don't forget our new trucker hats from Good Old Boy, Gorin Brothers, and American Needle. Come visit Mountain High Outfitters next to Taziki's on South College in the heart of Auburn.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply.
Russell Building Supply is your hometown home improvement store. You'll find what you need when you need it. And as a Russell Rewards member, you'll be in the know about monthly specials and exclusive offers. Russell Building Supply, East University in Auburn, across from Cary Creek Publix.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply.
Hi, this is Tyler with Gutter Pro. Around here, we believe details make the difference. That's why we're the premier choice for custom seamless gutter systems and leaf protection for both homes and businesses. No matter what kind of gutter you need, we do it all. From seamless installs to custom finishes, our work is built to last and tailored to your style. So don't settle for less. Leave it to the pros at Gutter Pro. Check us out today at gutterprosolutions.com. That's gutterprosolutions.com.
Hey guys, this is Tyler Reynolds with Reynolds Outdoors. Fall is right around the corner, which means hunting season will be on us before you know it. We are now carrying some of the best-known archery brand names like Matthews and PSE to go along with our well-stocked supply of firearms we have always been known for. And did you know we are the largest dealer of box blinds in Alabama, carrying popular brand names like Redneck and Banks? Don't forget, we carry Sitka, Bandit, and Drake apparel as well. Come see us today to meet all of your fall hunting needs. Located on Geneva Street in Opelika.
Now the starting lineups, presented by Auburn Bank on your LSA sports station, Tiger Country 104.5.
The prayer has been said, the anthem has been prayed. We're just about ready for tip-off here between the Brookstone Cougars and your Lee Scott Academy Warriors. Tonight's starting lineups are presented by Auburn Bank. Their local team stands ready to discuss your financial needs and goals. Auburn Bank, champions of you and proud sponsor of Lee Scott Warrior basketball. Starting with the Brookstone Cougars, number 2, Julianne Pyle, number 5, Katie Brooks, number 12, Taylor Zwicky, number 20, Sally Beck, and number 21, Caroline Peak. And for your Lee Scott Academy Warriors, number 20, Maggie Herndon, number 10, Lucy Zellner, number 5, Sydney Dunlap, number 2, Haynes Kesey, and the starting sophomore guard, number 1, Clark Ivitt. This Warrior team is 1-0 in area play, dominating the Beulah Bobcats 45-22 last time this team took the floor. It's a team in Lee Scott Academy that averages 16 turnovers a game, only had 9 in that contest. A recipe for success. Don't turn the ball over and get live ball turnovers on the defensive end of the floor. The Cougars win the opening tip. They're in their road, black on blacks. The Warriors in their home, white on whites. The Cougars going right to left on your radio dial. Lee Scott Academy will be going left to right. Just underway here in Sanford Gymnasium. A little dribble handoff for the Cougars, and it goes off the knee of the sophomore guard, Julianne Pyle, wearing number 2. So a nice job by Lee Scott Academy forcing a turnover on their first possession. The Cougars starting a 2-3 zone for this Lee Scott Warriors squad, one that sometimes gives the Warriors a little bit of trouble, and there is close to a backcourt violation, and that will be the official call. It was a late whistle, but I think the correct call, as it went off the hands of Maggie Herndon, and she couldn't recover it in time. So both teams trading turnovers on their first possession here early on inside Sanford Gymnasium. We appreciate everybody for being here with us on Tiger Country 104.5, tigercountry.net, and the Radio Alabama app. Lucy Zellner gets her hand in the passing lane. Haynes Kesey able to come away with it, and it's Clark Ivitt working her way along the right side, works her way inside the paint and tries to go baseline, gets cut off, but a blocking foul on the Cougars. The first half action of tonight's game is presented by Russell Dewitt Center and Building Supply. Experience and knowledge from the pros at your hometown home center. Ivet, the inbounder, throws it to Maggie Herndon, who throws it over the head of Sydney Dunlap, but Haynes Kesey right there to recover, dribbling right across the LSA logo at center court. She has it on the right wing. The skip pass to Sydney Dunlap, now to Clark Ivets. It was Pyle that went for the steal, couldn't get it. Maggie Herndon, right wing three, she rattles it in. Maggie Herndon puts the first points on the board for the Lee Scott Warriors here tonight. And now Sydney Dunlap gets a steal. And instead they're going to call a jump ball rather with Maggie Herndon and Julianne Pyle. Thought Herndon easily had the ball and turned her back. But with the Cougars winning the tip, it's Lee Scott Warrior basketball nonetheless. Maggie Herndon comes into play tonight, averaging right around 7 points a contest. Sydney Dunlap's going to try her luck from three. Couldn't get it to go. Rebound is with Kesey, now to Ivet running baseline left. Her shot gets blocked, and the Cougars have a 2-on-2 transition opportunity. They work their way to the free throw line, now down to the left block. Clark Ivet may have gotten a piece of the rebound or of the layup, rather, able to gather the rebound. 1-on-3, takes it into the teeth of the defense anyways, and the right-handed layup is blocked, but she is fouled. Clark Ivet will head to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Looking at this Lee Scott Warrior squad, again, Clark Ivet leading the way for this Warrior squad. She averages 25.5 a contest. Maggie Herndon right behind her, right at 7. And Sydney Dunlap at 5.4. But you saw Rayleigh Langford have her largest scoring night against the Bobcats on Tuesday night. She had 7 as Clark Ivet knocks down the front end. So really anybody between Kesey, Langford, Dunlap, Zellner, Herndon, even Sutton Lewis, who had 5 against Beulah. If this Warrior squad can get to their averages and you have 1 or 2 girls who really step up, which you feel like you've had in just about every single game, you would love where you're at. 5-0 Warriors here, 2 minutes gone by inside Sanford Gymnasium. Layup in the middle of the paint, blocked by Lucy Zellner to go out of bounds. It'll stay with the Cougars under their own basket. It'll be a baseline left out of bounds. Pyle will inbound it, standing in between the two E's in Lee. They throw it down low on the left block. Nice contest by Lucy Zellner. Layup no good, and Clark Ivet will clear it. Racing her way along the left sideline. She's going to stop and pop from 3. Couldn't get it to go. And the Cougars sky for the rebounds. Clark Ivet talking with her before the game against Beulah, rather, as the Cougars work their way down low. Could have been a travel, no whistle. Offensive rebound, no. And Maggie Herndon with the nice box out. Clark Ivet had success with the three-point shot a lot last year. It was where she had, honestly, a majority of her scoring. Now has developed a little bit more of the physicality when you don't necessarily rely on transition buckets to get at the rim. And with the three-point shot not being as much of a friend over the first couple of games here in the 2025-2026 season, she's developed a very new part of her game that's continued to be very successful. You saw her knock down a couple threes against Beulah as the ball gets stolen by the Cougars. Work their way to the left elbow, and she loses it. Stolen by Haynes Kesey. And she now works her way through the middle of the floor, lowers her head, and the layup is blocked by number 12, Taylor Zwicky. It'll be Warrior basketball as that ball went off the padding. We talked about it in the pregame. This Brookstone team going to have a little bit more size down low than Lee Scott Academy will. And so we'll see how much of a factor that will continue to play. Already 2 blocked shots for the Cougars here early on. And the Cougars in that 2-3 zone as well. We'll see if that plays a factor on forcing Lee Scott to shoot from the perimeter. Clark Ivet gets the inbounds bounce pass and gets her layup blocked. So 3 blocks now for the road Cougars. And they're going to slow it up in the half court. It's Lee Scott Academy 5, Brookstone 0. They are approaching halfway through this first quarter. A nice pick and roll. Gets Zwicky down low. A little pump fake. Gets Clark Ivet in the air. And Zwicky able to lay it in with the right hand. Taylor Zwicky, the leading scorer for this team. Apologies, the second leading scorer. It's Pyle that is the leading scorer. Zwicky averages 6.6. The Warriors turn it over once again. Layup is blocked by Clark Ivan out of bounds. And it will stay with the Cougars. 5-2. Lee Scott Academy out in front here early on inside Sanford Gymnasium. Cougars throw it down low to Zwicky once again. Now out to the right wing. Trying to find somebody, and another backcourt violation. That's 3 now. Already here in this first quarter. Teams trade buckets, teams trading turnovers. 5-2 is your score. Warriors with the lead and the basketball. The Cougars staying in their 2-3 zone, forcing Lee Scott Academy to dribble well beyond the three-point line. It's Haynes Kesey right now. Now dribble handoff to Rayleigh Langford, who just checked into the game. Mentioned her game high with 7. Last time this Warrior squad took the floor. Clark Ivets, left wing 3. She finds the bottom of the net. Clark Ivet now with 5 in the contest, and the lead is 6 for Lee Scott Academy. Almost gets a steal on the inbounds. Instead, it's a 3-on-1 break. Elbow jumper is too strong off the back iron. Zwicky, the offensive rebound. Layup, no good. Second chance, third chance opportunity, and taken away by Haynes Kesey. Could have been a carry, no whistle. Right-handed layup is good. Haynes Kesey goes coast to coast, and the Warrior lead is 8. Lee Scott Academy now at the trap, and a travel over in the deadly far corner, right in no man's land, the one place that you feel like you cannot pick up the ball in a full court trap. And a travel gives the ball right back to the Warriors. Clark Ivets will inbound the basketball. Lucy Zellner, now Haynes Kesey, now back to Clark Ivets. A jab step, 8-foot elbow jumper, no good. And Zwicky will clear the rebound. And a foul on the Warriors on Clark Ivet, a little too aggressive following the missed shot, trying to get the offensive rebound. That's the Warriors' first team foul here in this first quarter. 2:58 to play here in the opening period inside Sanford Gymnasium. Christian Griffin here with you on the Lee Scott Sports Network. Appreciate everybody for spending your Friday evening here with us again, whether it's Tiger Country 104.5, tigercountry.net, as Clark Ivet steals the inbounds pass with one hand and able to lay it in with the right hand. She now has 7. The Warrior lead is 10. Now the Cougars able to break the press, 2-on-2 Euro step. And I believe they're going to get Lucy Zellner on the foul. Looked clean down low, may have got her on the elbow or possibly the head, going for the block. And it'll be Julianne Pyle, the leading scorer for this Cougar team, to head to the line to try and cut into the 10-point Warrior lead. But again, whether it's Tiger Country 104.5, tigercountry.net, or the Radio Alabama app, we also got the YouTube and Facebook live stream if you prefer to watch instead of just listen. We got the audio going through, so you can check it out on there as well. Pyle can't connect on the first, can't connect on the second, so 0 for 2, empty trip. And the Warrior lead remains 10 with 2:40 to play in the opening period. Clark Ivet skip past to Haynes Kesey, thought about the 3. Now back to Rayleigh Langford, back to Ivet, swinging around the perimeter. Maggie Herndon thought about the 3. Haynes Kesey right in front of the Cougar bench, couldn't bank in the 3. A fight for the rebound is Zwicky, and the Cougars will clear it. Haynes Kesey on ball defending coast to coast. The Cougars able to get the ball across half court with 2:12. And will set up the offense. Warriors in there man-to-man, trying to get the on-ball screen, and a nice play right at the top of the key. Left-handed layup with Pyle is good. Standing out at the volleyball line, a bounce pass to the top of the key and a dribble handoff that almost works like a screen right through the middle of the floor, and now Herndon turns it over. 2-on-1, and she is not going to allow a free layup as she fouls Katie Brooks. They are going to still call it in the act of shooting. Thought it may have been prior to going up, but when Brooks stands at the free throw line, the first free throw is off the right side of the rim, no good. The second free throw from Brooks. Can't get it to go. So the Cougars have had 4 free throw attempts so far here in this first quarter. So don't have a point from them. 12-4, Lee Scott Academy out in front of the Brookstone Cougars from Columbus, Georgia. A little cross-state showdown as Rayleigh Langford. Her right wing three is too strong, looked good from here. The long rebound is with Brooks. A 2-on-3 fast break. She didn't like the numbers, and she will slow it down and throw it into the hands of Julianne Pyle. Again, the leading scorer for this Warrior squad. Right back to the dribble handoff. She gets down low. Wild right-handed layup is no good. Ivett couldn't save it from going out of bounds. It will stay with the Cougars. Again, it's Pyle who stands basically at the L in LSA at center court. And a bounce pass or a pass to Zwicky, who then seals the defender off and uses her body to set the on-ball screen and dribble handoff. And try and get Pyle to work her way down low. It worked the first time. A nice contest by Ivett here on the last. It sits on the left wing with Katie Brooks. Now Zwicky down low. Pump fake got Zellner in the air and out of position. In a couple of dribbles, she's able to lay it off the glass. And the lead is trimmed to 6, 12-6. As Sutton Lewis now checks into the game. They go right down to Lucy Zellner. Her shot gets blocked. That's 4 now for the Cougars here in this opening period. 45 seconds to play in the first 8 minutes. The Warriors with a 12-6 lead and a wide open back cut from Brooks, but Pyle throws it over her head and it goes out of bounds. Warriors fortunate with the mistake there. 3 team fouls apiece here in this first quarter, so not really a threat in the final 30 seconds to shoot free throws. Rayleigh Langford for 3, can't get it to go. A nice box out once again from Taylor Zwicky. She's got a handful already here in this first period. Under 20 seconds to play. We'll see if the Cougars try and hold for the final shot. Instead, they throw it to Zwicky, and Zellner gets a piece of it. It's Rayleigh Langford on the left sideline, and it's knocked out of bounds with 8.9. Warrior basketball will be inbounded right around the volleyball line. Clark Ivett with 7, Haynes Kesey with 2, and Maggie Herndon with 3. The 12 points for your Warriors. 7 seconds, 6 seconds, pass to Sydney Dunlap. She tries her luck from the right wing, and it barely hits the net straight through. And that's how the first quarter will come to an end. Needed the help of Davis McIsaac on that one. The net did not move, and so I didn't know if it was a hairball or if it found its way right through the net, and it did. Sydney Dunlap connects on the triple, and the Warrior lead is stretched to 9. 8 minutes down. We're back with the start of the second quarter right after this. Warriors lead at 15-6 here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
Hi, this is Tyler with Gutter Pro. Around here, we believe details make the difference. That's why we're the premier choice for custom seamless gutter systems and leaf protection for both homes and businesses. No matter what kind of gutter you need, we do it all. From seamless installs to custom finishes, our work is built to last and tailored to your style. So don't settle for less. Leave it to the pros at Gutter Pro. Check us out today at gutterprosolutions.com. That's gutterprosolutions.com.
From day one back in 1907, Auburn Bank's mission has been clear: to serve our community, see businesses flourish, and improve lives locally by making sound business decisions and responding with care every day. Today, we continue to fulfill our mission with a team of local, commercial, and consumer lenders who are ready to help meet your needs and goals. Auburn Bank, champions of you. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, online at auburnbank.com.
The first half of Lee Scott Academy basketball is brought to you by Russell Building Supply on Tiger Country 104.5.
Start of the second quarter here on the Lee Scott Sports Network. The Warriors lead at 15-6. It's Cougar basketball coming out of the end of period timeouts. Couldn't get the layup to go. Ivett will clear the rebound. Warriors going left to right on your radio dial in their home whites. The Cougars in their road black on blacks going right to left here in this first half. Herndon couldn't decide if she wanted the bounce pass or the chest pass to Sydney Dunlap. Instead, throws it right at her feet, and it rolls out of bounds into the front row. (15-6). Here's your score 30 seconds into the second quarter. Pyle running left. Throws it to Kate Deal, who bobbled it momentarily but stepped on either the sideline or picked up her feet a couple of times. Regardless, another turnover for the Cougars. It's Warrior basketball. Cougars remaining in that 2-3. It's Clark Ivan who gets down low, and it's blocked by Zwicky, but a foul. She tried to argue it. The head coach tries to argue it as well. I thought she went straight up as well, but Clark Ivan able to draw enough contact to head to the free throw line. And Ivan, who had 7 in the first, knocks down the front end to bring the Warrior lead back to double digits. Second free throw is too strong off the back iron. Zwicky clears it. The Warriors, even off the miss, still setting up a little bit of pressure in the backcourt. Cougars able to bring it across half court. After a couple tip passes, it works its way to the short corner. Now swinging around the perimeter with Pyle. Now to Deal. Her right wing three is well too strong, and it bounces on the baseline. The Cougars tried to save it, but were unable to do so. Nice defense once again for Lee Scott Academy. Sydney Dunlap from the same spot gets the same result. Sydney Dunlap, 2 threes, and neither one of them thought about hitting the rim. The Warrior lead is a baker's dozen. 6.5 to play here in the second quarter. And an offensive foul from Pyle. She pushes off with the off arm. And it's Warrior basketball. That's the second team foul for the Cougars here in this second quarter, only a minute and a half in. We talked about it, this 2-3 matchup zone as Ivan works her way down low. Skip pass. Sydney Dunlap once again. That one she got too excited, rushed it just a little bit, and couldn't find the rim. The Cougars now in transition. Works her way down low, does Brooks, but it gets stolen by Clark Ivan. She spins her way across half court, tries to work her way inside. Now to Sydney Dunlap, this time hesitated, didn't take the open three. Clark Ivett in the short corner, back to Dunlap, dribble handoff to Sutton Lewis. Now to Haynes Kesey right in front of the Cougar bench. Now Clark Ivett at the free throw line, spins her way back to the strong right hand. Haynes Kesey will try her luck from deep in, it's too strong. From the corner three, 19-6 is the Warrior lead, 5.5 to play in the second quarter. It's Kate Deal with the basketball in her hands. It's knocked away by Haynes Kesey, back by the Cougar bench here inside Sanford Gymnasium. Deal, both times she's brought the ball up the floor, has been calling for a teammate to come and get it. We'll see if the Warriors can pressure her and try and blitz her and get the ball out of her hands when she has it. Brooks picks it up at the half-court stripe, but able to get it back. She has it right in front of the Warrior bench. Thought about the three. They now throw it down low to Zwicky. A nice move down low, and she's able to lay it in over the outstretched arms of Lucy Zellner. She has 6 of the 8 for Lee Scott, or for the Cougars of Brookstone. They still trail the Warriors 19-8. Ball working around the perimeter. Herndon almost traveled. Sydney Dunlap gets the ball knocked away, and Haynes Kesey picks it up in the front court and dribbles into the backcourt. That's a backcourt violation, the 4th already between the two squads here in this first half. The inbound goes to Zwicky on the right wing. Now to Deal. Now dribble handoff to Taylor Brooks. They now throw it to Zwicky, trying to get her to go to work. A nice pump fake. Works her way on the right block. Couldn't get the layup to go, and then a foul on Taylor Brooks, I believe. No, that's on number 21, Caroline Peak, after Herndon was able to gather the rebound. Zwicky asking for a foul. She hit the jab step and cut with her left and went back to her right. The nice group defense didn't allow the layup, and that's now the 3rd team foul for the Cougars here in this second quarter. Bounce pass, Haynes Kesey, bounce pass, Clark Ivett. Right-handed layup from the left block is good. And Clark Ivett now in double figures. She has 10, steals the inbounds pass. The right-handed layup is no good. And the Cougars able to clear for the moment. Guarded by Haynes Kesey is Taylor Brooks. 21-8 halfway through this second quarter. Haynes Kesey knocks the ball away. Brooks has to go and gather it. Now to Zwicky at the volleyball line. The Warrior perimeter defense is causing all sorts of trouble for the Cougars here tonight. When they've worked it down low with Taylor Zwicky, they've had success. Again, as she has 6 of the 8 points. Right-handed layup from Pyle is no good, and right on cue is Zwicky down low to clean things up. She has 8 of the 10 for the Brookstone Cougars. Maggie Herndon, her left wing three goes in and out. Not sure how that one didn't work its way through the rim. But a fight for the offensive rebound will go out on the Cougars. It's Lee Scott basketball with Maggie Herndon standing on the R in Warriors under the basket to our right. She kicks it to Sydney Dunlap on the inbounds, who couldn't knock down the corner three. Nice offensive rebound from Zellner, but she throws it away, trying to find Haynes Kesey. It's Pyle who brings the ball across the half court. 21-10 with 3 minutes to play. Warriors with the lead. Julianne Pyle works her way towards the left block. Layup is no good. Zwicky offensive rebound. Couldn't get it to go, and Herndon knocks the ball out of bounds. It'll stay Cougar basketball. You can see the size again when the Cougars are able to work their way into the paint, into the interior, are having a lot of success, either with layups or second or third chance opportunities. But so far the Warriors, and it should be a travel, it is, as she ran into Clark Ivett, did Julianne Pyle, but not enough to draw the whistle. And Pyle drug her feet. But right on cue with that as well. When the Warriors don't allow the Cougars to get in, as Clark Ivett a step-in three. She knocks it down. Clark Ivett now with 13 of the 24 for Lee Scott Academy, setting up the press, where the Cougars are able to break it and set up in the half court with 2.5 to play here in the second quarter. A reminder that the first half of tonight's game is presented by Russell Dewitt Center and Building Supply. Experience and knowledge from the pros at your hometown home center. Clark Ivett bit on the steal and is out of position. And it's Pyle who works her way to the right block, and she gets fouled on the way up. She'll head to the line to shoot a couple. Ivett bit on the bounce pass, couldn't get it. And it forced the Warriors to go into a little bit of a scramble drill. Julianne Pyle connects on the front end. It's only 2 scorers so far for the Cougars here tonight. Zwicky has 8, and Julianne Pyle now with 3. Again, Pyle, the leading scorer for this Cougar squad, averages right around 13 a game. The Warriors have done a nice job keeping her in check so far tonight. Second free throw hits every part of the rim and goes down. So Pyle now with 2 in each quarter. Warriors quick in transition. Haynes Kesey, now Sydney Dunlap on the right wing. Pump fake, works it way down low. Tries to throw it to Sutton Lewis, but she wasn't looking. It's intercepted by Zwicky. The lead is 12 for Lee Scott Academy. And you feel like as soon as it gets to this point, the teams trade a couple of points. They work it down low. Now kick out to Pyle. Right wing three. Hits the back iron and in. So Pyle now with 5 straight, and the lead is trimmed to 9. The zone pressure is picked up a little bit. Down low to Clark Ivett. Knocked away momentarily. Now Haynes Kesey right in front of the Cougar bench. It's knocked out of bounds, but it stays Lee Scott Academy basketball. Under 90 seconds to play here in the second quarter. And after those 84 seconds, we'll get you started in the Orthopedic Clinic halftime reports. We'll dive into the first half stats, talk about the first half, and see what the Warriors need to do in the second to come out with another win inside Sanford Gymnasium. The pressure down low, not allowing Lee Scott to work their way into the paint. Clark Ivett has it on the right wing. Gets to the free throw line, lowers her shoulder. Maggie Herndon with the dribble handoff. She gets to the free throw line. Langford thought about the three instead. A 2-dribble pull-up at the right elbow. She leaves it short. And Brooks will clear with 54 seconds. Pass to the left wing. Now down low to Brooks. Now down low even further underneath the rim. There's number 23, Charlotte DeMars. And I believe they called a travel. If anything, I thought it would have been a jump ball with contact on the basketball, but instead Lee Scott happily the beneficiary of that call. And now I believe a pushing foul. They're going to call that on number 11, Annie Cochran. I think the Warriors were gifted a call on that one. Clark Ivan works her way below the free throw line and dribbles it off her foot. And she falls. Sydney Dunlap now on the right block. Bounces it down low to Rayleigh Langford. She's hit from behind, no whistle. Long rebound is with Maggie Herndon. Now to Clark Ivan at the top of the key. She works her way down low, loses the basketball, tries to get it back. A fight for the basketball goes with the Cougars. 10 seconds to play. A three-quarter length pass, and it's banked in off the glass by Charlotte DeMar. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Clark Ivan from the volleyball line. She can't get it to go. And the Cougars trim the lead to 7 and take the momentum into the halftime break. And that's where we go. The Warriors lead at 24-17, but 7 straight points for the visiting Brookstone Cougars. And we'll see what the Warriors need to do at the halftime break. When we come back, we'll talk about the first half, talk about some of the points, dive into the first half stats, and tell you everything you need to know to get Coach Corey Harrison another win inside Sanford Gymnasium. All of that coming up when we come back here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
My joints aren't what they used to be. Routine exercise, playing ball outside with the kids, riding bikes on vacation. I never worried about keeping up. But now, my joint pain has started slowing me down. I decided to make an appointment with the Orthopedic Clinic. Their surgical partners had the experience, technology, and personalized approach to care that I was looking for. Best of all, it was close to home. I'm thankful I chose the Orthopedic Clinic. Don't let joint pain slow you down. Visit theorthoclinic.com and schedule your appointment today.
Hi, this is Tyler with Gutter Pro. Around here, we believe details make the difference. That's why we're the premier choice for custom seamless gutter systems and leaf protection for both homes and businesses. No matter what kind of gutter you need, we do it all. From seamless installs to custom finishes, our work is built to last and tailored to your style. So don't settle for less. Leave it to the pros at Gutter Pro. Check us out today at gutterprosolutions.com. That's gutterprosolutions.com.
Our members love us.
Oh yes, ever since I got off active duty, they have helped me. I would recommend to anyone, if you really want to get your finances in order, come and see for yourself. I promise you, they will help you get on the path to financial freedom.
Four Seasons Federal Credit Union with 2 local branches. Membership eligibility required. Accounts federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration.
Mountain High Outfitters is helping you gear up for cooler weather with new styles and colors in downtown Auburn. From fan favorites in footwear like Hoka, On, Ultra, Brooks, New Balance, and Birkenstock, Mountain High Outfitters offers the largest footwear selection in Auburn. Plus, find those hard-to-get apparel brands like Aviator Nation, Gold Hinge, Yori, Local Boy, and Free People Movement. Don't forget our new trucker hats from Good Old Boy, Gorin Brothers, and American Needle. Come visit Mountain High Outfitters next to Taziki's on South College in the heart of Auburn.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply.
Russell Building Supply is your hometown home improvement store. You'll find what you need when you need it. And as a Russell Rewards member, you'll be in the know about monthly specials and exclusive offers. Russell Building Supply, East University in Auburn, across from Cary Creek Publix.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply.
When bones get out of joint, the Orthopedic Clinic is here, providing expert care and surgery when needed, wherever it hurts. Hand, wrist, foot, or ankle, back, neck, or hip. offering minimally invasive surgery and cutting-edge joint replacement, serving patients from throughout the region. See the sports injury experts for athletes of all types. Don't wait. Schedule an examination today. The Orthopedic Clinic. Call for an appointment, 334-749-8303, or visit theorthoclinic.com.
The Lee Scott Academy Basketball Halftime Show is brought to you by the Orthopedic Clinic on Tiger Country 104.5.
If you're a box score viewer, man, you loved the first half as the Lee Scott Warriors lead it 24-17 through 16 minutes of play. That being said, a 7-0 run by the Brookstone Cougars in the final 90 seconds, final 84 seconds, if you will, of the first half trims the lead back to 7. But all things considered, here inside Sanford Gymnasium, the Lee Scott Warriors lead the Brookstone Cougars from Columbus, Georgia, 24-17 at the halftime break. And the Orthopedic Clinic halftime reports. This is East Alabama's go-to center for orthopedic care with locations in Auburn and Opelika. To better serve you, you can find them online at the Ortho Center, or the Ortho Clinic, rather, .com. It was a back and forth first few minutes, both teams struggling from their offensive end of the floor respectfully. A couple turnovers, a couple of easy looks that wouldn't go down, but it was Clark Ivett that kind of took over as she usually does, gets her way down low, gets the team their points and gets them to set up in the half court or in the trap on the defensive side of the floor. The Brookstone Cougars have yet to hit a shot from the perimeter, but instead love to work their way down low. Really love to be very physical. And again, we talked about it in the pregame. This is a Cougars team that has more size than Lee Scott Academy does. And so you've seen that come to fruition at times. Lee Scott Academy has stayed in a man-to-man defense all night long. Brookstone in a 2-3 zone. And when Lee Scott is able to use their ball movement, use their perimeter passing to either work it down low or knock down a couple of threes, it's had a lot of success. But over the last couple of minutes, when Brookstone was able to find the bottom of the net on the offensive end of the floor, their defensive pressure really picked up as well and caused some more turnovers for Lee Scott Academy. Something you would like to see fewer of, but something that you did see more and more when this Lee Scott team gets pressured every once in a while, find a little bit of pressure to score it, and it led to a couple turnovers in there as well that led to that 7-0 run by the Cougars to end the second quarter. Let's look at the first half stats from tonight's game, and they're presented by Lee County Revenue Commissioner Olene Price, who reminds you that if you need services from her office, there's the main office at the courthouse in Opelika and satellite offices in Auburn and Smith Station. Starting with the Brookstone Cougars, it was Charlotte DeMars who had the final layup right before the half. She only has 2. Taylor Zwicky, the leading scorer for the Cougars, she has 8. And Julianne Pyle went on a 5-0 run during that stretch. She has 7. Again, 5 of those in the second quarter. She is their leading scorer on the season. Julianne Pyle is averaging right around 13 a game. Again, with 7 at the halftime break. Taylor Zwicky has been the most dominant player on the floor for the Cougars, even though the scoreboard still leads with the Warriors by 7. You could say she's been the most impactful player on the floor, period, other than possibly Clark Ivett, again, who has 13. We'll look at the Warriors' scores and stats here in just a moment. But Taylor Zwicky, 8 points, has had 4 in each quarter, but has 4 blocks and has had a handful of rebounds in there as well, threatening with a double-double at the halftime break. Unfortunately, not able to keep track of true rebounds here, but again, has been their primary big man down low, gobbling up boards, both on the offensive end and the defensive side of the floor. She's had a couple of easy buckets following offensive rebounds. Again, as the Lee Scott Warriors lead at 24-17 at the halftime break. Looking at the Warriors, Clark Ivett leads all scorers in the contest. She has 13. Haynes Kesey has 2. Maggie Herndon has 3. She got the scoring started for the Lee Scott Warriors, knocking down a 3 on the left wing. And Sydney Dunlap basically hits reverse bookend threes. Hit a 3 to end the first and hit a 3 on the first possession of the second quarter, and neither one of those fought about even hitting the rim, even thought about hitting the net. The first one, the net legitimately did not move to where I had to wait for Davis McIsaac, our PA announcer, to let everybody know that it went in, let myself know that it went in because I couldn't see from up here the net even moving. Again, Ivan with 13, Kesey with 2, Dunlap with 6, and Maggie Herndon with 3. When we come back, we'll talk about what Coach Corey Harrison and company needs to do in this second half to move to 6-6 overall, and more importantly, continue to work your way with momentum, as you work your way into the 2026 season. Even before that, the 2025 Christmas holiday tournaments that we'll see coming up here in just a couple of days. All of that coming up as we continue on in the Orthopedic Clinic halftime report right after this here on Tiger Country 104.5.
Hey guys, this is Tyler Reynolds with Reynolds Outdoors. Fall is right around the corner, which means hunting season will be on us before you know it. We are now carrying some of the best-known archery brand names like Matthews and PSE to go along with our well-stocked supply of firearms we have always been known for. And did you know we are the largest dealer of box blinds in Alabama, carrying popular brand names like Redneck and Banks? Don't forget, we carry Sitka, Bandit, and Drake apparel as well. Come see us today to meet all of your fall hunting needs. Located on Geneva Street in Opelika.
Hi, this is Tyler with Gutter Pro. Around here, we believe details make the difference. That's why we're the premier choice for custom seamless gutter systems and leaf protection for both homes and businesses. No matter what kind of gutter you need, we do it all. From seamless installs to custom finishes, our work is built to last and tailored to your style. So don't settle for less. Leave it to the pros at Gutter Pro. Check us out today at gutterprosolutions.com. That's gutterprosolutions.com.
Let's get back to the LSA action. It's on to the second half of our game, presented by Gouge Performing Arts Center on Tiger Country 104.5.
Start of the third quarter here on the Lee Scott Sports Network. The Warriors lead at 24-17 through the first 16 minutes of play. And the Warriors get the basketball to start the third quarter. They're going right to left on your radio dial. The Cougars in the second half will be going from left to right. Cougars staying in that 2-3 zone. They get it to Clark Ivett, who was bumped, no whistle. Sydney Dunlap able to come along with the loose ball. Haynes Kesey will skip past to Maggie Herndon. Now to Clark Ivett at the top of the key. Herndon thought about the long three. Hand off to Sydney Dunlap. Warriors going to have to find their way. Haynes Kesey will try it from deep right in front of the student section, and she knocks it down. Haynes Kesey gets the scoring started in the third quarter. And now a foul prior to the shot. They're going to call it on the floor. They're going to call it on Katie Brooks as the Warriors were able to steal the inbounds pass. So just like that, the Warrior lead is back to 10, and they have the basketball. And the first time out of the first dead ball, we'll be able to talk a little bit about what the Warriors need to do here in this third quarter as the ball was live and the referee, I guess, was letting everybody know that the clock was running, but it should have been. Warriors pressuring the ball. Cougars able to break the press. They throw it down low with number 21, Caroline Peak. Now to Zwicky, and she's hacked on the opposite arm as she goes up with the left hand. She's going to head to the line to shoot a couple. They're going to call that foul on Lucy Zellner for Lee Scott down low. Zwicky, the leading scorer for the Cougars in the first half. She had 8. Can't connect on the front end, and honestly, that's the biggest thing for the Lee Scott team. What you saw on each possession, or heard right there on each possession for Lee Scott Academy. Ball movement around the perimeter, but no real good looks at the rim. A couple risky passes on the offensive end of the floor. Going to have to find a way to get down low. Try and get Clark Ivett right in the middle of that 2-3 zone as Wiki knocks down the back end of the free throw. She has 9. And for Lee Scott Academy defensively, find a way to shrink your defense. Go underneath ball screens, go underneath everything that you can as there's a fight for the basketball at the volleyball line. And they're going to call a jump ball, I believe they are. Possession arrow will give it to the Cougars, who trail by 9 here on the road at Lee Scott Academy. I stand corrected. I said that the Cougars did not make any shots from the perimeter. Julianne Pyle did have 1-3. So that is the one shot from outside the paint that has been successful for the Cougars. Haven't shot too many of them outside the restricted area as Wiki dribbles it from the top of the key. Dribble handoff to Brooks, but it's knocked away by Haynes Kesey. Kesey's had a handful of steals here tonight. Bounce pass now to Haynes Kesey. And she falls to the floor, either a travel or falls down on the baseline. And so it will be Cougar basketball with 6 minutes and 1 second to play here in the third quarter. Brooks is pressured. She throws it away to Sydney Dunlap. She has nowhere to go. She throws it away, but Sutton Lewis able to get a piece of it. And now Clark Ivett all alone on the right wing. No, Sutton Lewis the offensive rebound, and it's blocked, knocked out of bounds. Once again by Taylor Zwicky, impacting the ball, especially inside the paint, impacting the scoring of this Lee Scott Warrior team. Herndon now to Kesey. They're trying to get it to Clark Ivett at the free throw line. Sydney Dunlap right in front of her bench. She knocks down the triple. Sydney Dunlap now with 9 in the contest, all coming from behind the three-point line, and the Warriors able to steal the inbounds, knock it out of bounds rather, but it goes off on a Cougar. So it will be Warrior basketball. The lead is back to 12 here with 5.5 to play in the third. Clark Ivett throws it down low to Sutton Lewis. A power dribble out to Sydney Dunlap, and she loses it. Trapped in the far corner. They're able to find Zwicky now in the point guard. Julianne Pyle guarded by Haynes Kesey, and Kesey, the active hands once again, knocks it out of bounds. The Cougars will inbound beyond the S in Warriors on the right basket. They throw it down low. Zwicky can't connect on the right-handed rebound, or the right-handed layup. Second chance, third chance opportunity. Zwicky there once again. A lot of contact, no whistles being blown whatsoever. It's still into the hands of Zwicky, and now Sydney Dunlap finally able to steal the bounce pass. Down low, Herndon thought about the three. Now Rayleigh Langford, who's checked back in. Herndon at the top of the key. Bounce pass, Sydney Dunlap. She thought about the three, works her way inside. Now to Langford, now to Ivett. She can't get the left-handed layup to go just beyond the left block, and Pyle now out in front of the pack. Her left-handed layup is too strong, and Clark Ivett with the rebound. She has numbers if she wants to use it, or will she slow things down? Loses her dribble momentarily. And then a reach-in foul on number 4, Kate Deal. That's her first personal in the contest. That's the second team foul for the Cougars here in this third quarter. Not a lot of cohesion on either end of the floor right now. I feel like half the third quarter has been chasing after a loose basketball. Ivett with the basketball. Now Herndon at the top of the key. Langford on the left wing. Sydney Dunlap now on the right wing. She tries it again, can't get it to go. Left it just short. And Zwicky with the rebound. Sydney Dunlap guarding the basketball, guarding Julianne Pyle the length of the floor. It's the Warriors that lead it by a dozen, 30-12 halfway through this third quarter. Rayleigh Langford now knocks the ball out of bounds, and it should have gone off the foot of a Cougar. Ooh, they're going to say that it's knocked off the hands of Rayleigh Langford. It will stay with the Cougars on this side of the floor. Lee Scott leads it by 12 and a 5-second violation. Again, that on-ball defense for Lee Scott Academy causing trouble for teams all season long. You see it come into effect here once again. They get a turnover. That's their third already in the half. Pass to Rayleigh Langford, now to Herndon. Again, the Cougars staying in that 2-3 zone. It almost works its way into a 3-2 based off of where the basketball is. Herndon has it at the top of the key. Now dribble handoff to Clark Ivett. Rayleigh Langford right in front of Coach Corey Harrison. Can't get the three-pointer to fall. And the Cougars are able to clear. And Julianne Pyle will walk now, will race her way up the floor. Clark Ivitt gets her left hand on it, but Pyle still able to recover. Could have dribbled instead, threw it over the head of Maggie Herndon. 15-foot jumper is no good. Long offensive rebound, and Pyle drives the left wing, and she's tripped, but they're going to call a travel. May have tripped herself. Haynes Kesey will check in for Sydney Dunlap. A third quarter that has seen 2 triples and a free throw combined. But the good news for Lee Scott Academy, the 2 triples are theirs. Taylor Zwicky has the other point, the free throw. Haynes Kesey throws it away. It's Julianne Pyle, right-handed layup is good as she was out in front of everybody. Her first points in the second half. She has 9, and the Warrior lead is 10. Ivitt dribbling in between the teeth of the 2-3 zone. Maggie Herndon, now Rayleigh Langford. They now throw it down to Clark Ivitt. Lowers her shoulder, works her way baseline. Skip pass. Haynes Kesey in front of the cheerleaders. Couldn't get it to go. Sutton Lewis knocks it away momentarily right to Clark Ivitt. She can't get the right-handed layup to go. Back to Rayleigh Langford. And now Herndon at the top of the key. Warriors going to slow things down and try and run a half-court set. Langford now tries the chest pass to Clark Ivitt. It's knocked away, and Coach Corey Harrison makes a nice grab. As it will stay Lee Scott Warrior basketball. Now to Sutton Lewis. Right back to Maggie Herndon. Her triple is off the front of the rim. Haynes Kesey, the weak side, rebounds. Clark Ivitt, a crossover dribble. She gets to the elbow, and she knocks down the 8-footer. Clark Ivitt, her first points of the second half. She now leads all scorers in the contest. She has 15 and almost gets a steal. Haynes Kesey now fighting with the basketball. The Cougars able to gather it with Brooks at the top of the key. 1:50 to play in the third quarter. The Cougars now running a similar set that Lee Scott was trying to, and it's stolen by Haynes Kesey once again. She works her way along the right block and is hacked on the way up. She will head to the line to shoot a well-earned 2 free throws. Haynes Kesey has 5 in the contest. Had a pair in the first quarter and knocked down the triple to get the Warriors scoring started in the third. And she knocks down the front end. Haynes Kesey very active on the defensive end. Sometimes the physicality, sometimes the aggression comes back to haunt her. As every now and then foul trouble can force her to work her way to the bench. But so far tonight, the referees have let both teams play. As Kesey knocks down both free throws, she has 5 now in the third, 7 in the contest. Cougars barely able to inbound the basketball. The pressure for Lee Scott causing a lot of trouble for the Cougars. Clark Ivitt knocks the ball out of bounds as it was intended for Julianne Pyle. Goes into the front row. Here right in front of us on the left side, or the right side rather. I guess the near side, for depending on how you look at it. They throw it down to Taylor Zwicky, guarded by Clark Ivitt. A little 1-foot fadeaway is no good, but it goes off the hands of Maggie Herndon, I believe. Yes, it will stay Cougar basketball. The Warrior lead is 14, 34-20, with 1 minute and 21 seconds to play here in the third quarter. They get Brooks open on the left wing, a crossover dribble. Now bounce pass to Zwicky. She thought about the jumper, now will take it, and it's off the front of the rim. Fight for the basketball. It's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow gives it to the Warriors. Clark Ivitt will dribble the ball up the floor, approaching a minute to play here in the third quarter. Skip pass to Kesey, now to Herndon. Her left wing triple is money. Maggie Herndon, now 2 buckets, both coming from three-point land, and the Warrior lead is back to 17, and a travel now for the Cougars. Tried to stop her feet and drug the left foot just enough to draw the whistle as Stella Henderson checks in for Haynes Kesey. 49.1. Wesley Kate Crocker and Charlie Huddleston in the contest as well. So those three, Clark Ivett and Sutton Lewis. 46 seconds to play in the third. Out to Henderson, now to Crocker. Tries to work her way down low, may have gotten away with a carry. Huddleston now throws it away into the hands of Brooks, but she's able to get it back. Can she save it? She cannot. It's out of bounds under the Cougar basket with 30.5 to play in the third. Cougars having trouble inbounding the basketball under their own basket. They get it with Wiki. She works her way to the strong right hand, makes the pass to number 3, Meg McPherson. The layup is too strong. Ivett the rebound. She now works her way in transition, works her way to the right block, throws it up, trying to draw contact. No whistle. Ball knocked away momentarily. It's on the floor, and the Cougars are able to get it with Katie Brooks. 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 6 seconds as she crosses half court. Not sure if she sees the clock. They finally do. 1 second. The left wing three is off the front of the rim. No good from Katie Brooks, and that will do it for the third quarter. We're 24 minutes down, and the Warriors, who led 24-17 at the halftime break, open it up here in the third. They lead it 37-20 after 3. And we're back in 60 seconds with the start of the fourth quarter right after this here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
My joints aren't what they used to be. Routine exercise, playing ball outside with the kids, riding bikes on vacation. I never worried about keeping up. But now, my joint pain has started slowing me down. I decided to make an appointment with the Orthopedic Clinic. Their surgical partners had the experience, technology, and personalized approach to care that I was looking for. Best of all, it was close to home. I'm thankful I chose the Orthopedic Clinic. Don't let joint pain slow you down. Visit theorthoclinic.com and schedule your appointment today.
The Goose Performing Arts Center at Auburn University is Alabama's premier destination for the arts, bringing you the very best of Broadway, dance, music, and more. Learn more about upcoming performances and see the calendar of events online at gougecenter.auburn.edu. That's GOGUE center.auburn.edu. Or call the box office 334-844-TIXS.
Start of the fourth quarter here inside Sanford Gymnasium, and it was Taylor Zwicky that got the ball down low. She was hit on her way up. She will head to the free throw line just 7 seconds into the fourth quarter, but she can't knock down the front end. It's been a struggle for the Cougars at the free throw line so far here tonight. They've had their fair share of opportunities, but couldn't knock them down. Zwicky, however, able to go 1 for 2 from the stripe. The Warriors held the Cougars to 3 points in that third quarter as Ivett works her way. That running touch shot, my goodness, you feel like it goes in every single time she gets down to that interior volleyball line, right in between the free throw line and the block. She finds the bottom, and the lead is back to 18. Pyle now fighting for the basketball with Haynes Kesey, and I believe they're going to call a jump ball. They will, and that'll give it to Lee Scott Academy. It was Pyle with a little frustration shove afterwards, and Haynes Kesey able to laugh it off. Warrior basketball leading by 18, 39-21 at the halftime break. It was 24-17 rather at the halftime break. And the Warriors have done a beautiful job. Clark Ivett gets the dribble handoff, gets right back to that spot, and she knocks it down. That 8-foot running floater. That one a little bit, maybe a step or two behind, had to actually use the jumper, but she knocks it down. She now has a quiet 6 here in the second half, but leads all scorers. After having 13 in the first half, she has 19 here tonight. The lead is 20 for the Warriors here at the Academy. Cougars able to get the ball into their front court. Now a nice pass. Wiki, the right-handed layup is no good, but hit from behind. Lucy Zellner will get called for the foul, and she immediately makes her way to the bench. Not sure if it was frustration or if that was number 5. You would tend that would be the case just based off of how she immediately made her way to the bench. And Coach Corey Harrison and her now joking, they both waved to the crowd. So I would imagine that would be number 5, but both laughing it off right now, maybe a frustration laugh. Zwicky can't connect on the front end, but is able to rattle in the second. Clark Ivett dribbles the ball up the half court on the right side. Haynes Kesey right in front of the cheerleaders. The 3 is too strong. And Zwicky with yet another rebound. She is dominating the defensive glass for the Cougars. And the Warriors now late in their rotations, but Sutton Lewis may have gotten a piece of the layup. She's able to get the rebound as well before it's knocked out of bounds by Zwicky. So the Warriors will take back over. You haven't seen too much on-ball pressure in the front court by the Cougars. Maggie Herndon, right wing 3, left wing 3 rather, and she gets it to go. So Sydney Dunlap and Maggie Herndon, they both have 9 here tonight. And all 18 points are from the three-point line. They get it down low with Zwicky, the right-handed layup. Can't get it to go. Weak side rebound, I believe, is with Caroline Peak, and she's able to lay it in with the left hand. Ivett falls to the floor but keeps her dribble, and Coach Corey Harrison will call a timeout. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We will stay right here with you on the Lee Scott Sports Network. It was a 7-point lead for Lee Scott Academy at the halftime break. And since then, they have outscored the Cougars 20-7. So the lead is now 20 with 6 minutes even here on the clock inside Sanford Gymnasium. The 5 on the floor for Coach Corey Harrison as Maggie Herndon, Haynes Kesey, Sutton Lewis, Clark Ivett, and Stella Henderson checks in. As the Warriors will have the basketball under their own basket going on the left side as we look at it here inside Sanford Gymnasium. Inbound goes to Stella Henderson. She pulls it right away and leaves the three-pointer short, gathered by Sally Beck. She falls to the floor, and now Haynes Kesey on top of the basketball. Another jump ball, but we'll keep it with the Cougars as they try and go the length of the floor. Lee Scott Academy will set up their full court pressure. They throw it into no man's land. But this time the Cougars able to break it. Now could have been a whistle, no whistle. But Haynes Kesey yet again another steal, now guarded by number 5, Katie Brooks, was Maggie Herndon. And a little out of control, the Warriors are going to set up and slow things in the half court. Instead, Kesey throws it away, and it's stolen by Katie Brooks, and she's able to lay it in with nobody around her. She steals the inbounds pass, throws it up with the right arm, and is fouled by Haynes Kesey, trying to prevent an easy 2. And that'll draw the crowd of the Cougars a little bit that have made about the 45-minute trip from Columbus, Georgia. The first free throw from Brooks is off the back iron, too strong. Brooks, we've called her name a lot tonight with some steals and a couple rebounds, but the layup right before these pair of free throws, her first points of the evening. She knocks down the second free throw to trim the lead back to 17. 5.5 to play here on the Lee Scott Sports Network. Clark Ivett gets the blow by. This time can't get that running touch shot to go. And Zwicky will clear the defensive rebound. Haynes Kesey very physical, and you can hear the Cougars begging for a whistle. Now Pyle works her way down low, and now a makeup call. She's going to head to the line to shoot a couple free throws. Thought the contact on the other end of the floor was much more physical, much more apparent than the one here on this side, but the Brookstone Cougars, again, from Columbus, Georgia. Lacrosse state matchup. The first free throw from Pyle is no good, but trying to find their way back into the contest from the free throw line. So far, have already made 4 here in the first 3 minutes. Stella Henderson will pull it once again from 3, It's short, but she's able to get the offensive rebound, and it's got to be some sort of foul instead. My goodness, they call another jump ball. Both fan bases showing a little frustration on both sides of the whistle. We're about as lost as you are listening here with us on the Lee Scott Sports Network on what contact will draw a foul versus a play on or a jump ball. The Warrior lead is 16. Clark Ivets, crossover dribble. She throws it in with the right hand, and she gets it to go. We're going to call that on Camille Hargrove. And more so laughing because I heard the whistle, but that time didn't see much contact at all. But Clark Ivy, you'll happily take the and one opportunity. She has 6 in the fourth and can't rattle in the free throw. Clark Ivy with 21 in the contest. Now Pyle goes coast to coast. Left-handed layup is too strong. Rebound goes all the way out to the A at center court with Brooks. And she'll give it back to Pyle. Now throw it down low to Charlotte DeMars, who tries to find Zicki, but instead almost throws it away. Now Brooks on the right wing, guarded by Clark Ivett. 4.5 to play. The Warrior lead is 18. Down low to Zwicky, guarded by Sutton Lewis. Nice job defending. Layup won't go. Second chance, no. Zwicky now the third chance, loses it momentarily, and is able to throw it in with the right hand. She now has 5 in the second half. She has 13 in the contest. Clark Ivett from straight away. She buries the triple. Clark Ivett knocks down yet another 3, and the Warrior lead is back to 19. Now a 5-on-2 transition break, and the 6-foot jumper is well too strong, but the offensive rebound for the Cougars. They'll give it back to Pyle. Now left alone in the far corner, right in front of the bench, is number 5, Katie Brooks. She now has 6 in the fourth quarter. All 6 have come in the fourth quarter. And the team's now trading buckets. Skip pass. Rayleigh Langford's going to try her luck from deep. Can't get it to go. The weak side offensive rebound is with Sutton Lewis, and Clark Ivett demanding for the basketball will set up the offense with 3 minutes to play. Back to Langford. She works her way into the paint. Maggie Herndon thought about the deep 3 instead. Pump fake, blow by. She knocks down another one. Maggie Herndon with 12 now in the contest. All 12 have come from behind the three-point line. And now the Cougars try and save the ball from going out of bounds. It's Zwicky on the floor. It's Lewis on the floor. The ball went out of bounds prior to the foul from Sutton Lewis, but instead they're going to get the 5'9" freshman with the personal foul. And that, I believe, is the 5th team foul for the Warriors here in the fourth quarter. It is. And so that will send Taylor Zwicky, the leading scorer for the Brookstone Cougars here tonight, to the free throw line, where she knocks down the front end. Only 2 scorers for the Lee Scott Warriors here in the fourth quarter, but hard to complain with the results. Clark Ivett with 9 and Maggie Herndon with 6. Zwicky goes 2 for 2 from the stripe. You've yet to see this Cougars team put up any sort of pressure on the backside. Clark Ivett, step in, walk in 3. Oh, couldn't get it to go. Lakeman, who just checks in. Payton gets the offensive rebound. Finds Langford, now Sutton Lewis. And I believe she traveled. No. Going to call a reach-in foul on Julianne Pyle. That's her 3rd. But again, a 17-point advantage for Lee Scott Academy. We'll see if the Cougars do try and set up any sort of pressure following a made basket. The running layup won't go for Clark Ivett. A tough angle. Couldn't use the glass on the right side, and she leaves it short. 2:15 rather to play in the fourth quarter, and stepped on the sideline did number 34, Louise Gudger. And another turnover gives it back to the Lee Scott Warriors. 52-35, 2:08 to play here inside Sanford Gymnasium. It was the JV boys for Lee Scott that picked up a nice win. The varsity girls well on their way, and we Hope everybody sticks here with us on the Lee Scott Sports Network as the varsity boys will take place right after. Beautiful ball movements and the pass from Rayleigh Langford to the right wing. And Sydney Dunlap knocks down another triple. The three-point shot, this is the best I've seen this Coach Corey Harrison squad shoot the triple so far this year. Sydney Dunlap has a three in every single quarter. Maggie Herndon also has 4 threes. Haynes Kesey has a 3, and Clark Ivett has 2. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 made triples. My goodness, for Lee Scott Academy here tonight. 33 of the 55 points have come from beyond the arc. And now you're going to see some mass subs for Coach Corey Harrison here in these final 90 seconds as they lead it by 20. Wesley Kate Crocker gets a hand on the basketball. Charlie Huddleston able to recover it. Crocker, the right-handed layup, or they're going to say she took steps instead. She did. Had a double count, yes, 11 made threes for Lee Scott Academy here this evening. Approaching 60 seconds to play. Throw it down low with DeMar. She couldn't get the layup to go. Tried to save it, but instead stepped on the baseline. It'll be Warrior basketball with 60 seconds to play. Crocker will bring the ball up the floor. An in and out dribble. Now to the far corner. Charlie Huddleston from 3, and she knocks it down. 12 made triples for Lee Scott Academy here inside Sanford Gymnasium tonight, and they lead the Cougars of Brookstone by 23. The right-handed layup quickly in transition. Maybe not quite transition, but quick in response from DeMars is good, and the Warriors throw it away with 27.8. My goodness, what a shooting display. Would love to see the shot chart for this Warrior squad team here tonight. It was the Cougars that played a 2-3 zone all night long as Huddleston gets the steal, and Wesley Kate Crocker is brought to the floor. They're going to call a jump ball. It'll keep it with the Cougars with 16.9, but the Cougars, a 2-3 zone was played all night long, which allowed the Warriors to either get to right around the volleyball line that went in between the paint. Did they call a foul? No, they'll switch where they inbound the basketball. Okay. So they'll inbound under their own basket, but the Warriors got inside the paint and got easy kick-out threes as the three-pointer is no good. Fight for the rebound, goes right back to Brooks. The running touch shot no good and goes out of bounds with 8 seconds even on the clock. So the Warriors either with great perimeter ball movements or even just working her way inside. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Crocker from the volleyball line, and she's just a little bit too strong. One of the few times you didn't see a three-pointer go in for Coach Corey Harrison's squad. The Lee Scott Warriors inside Sanford Gymnasium here once again. They win it 58-37. What a display, what a performance on the floor that we saw from this Lee Scott squad. We're going to talk all about it as we recap the girls' game and preview the varsity boys' game coming up right after this here in 2 minutes on the on the Lee Scott Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic on Tiger Country 104.5.
From day one back in 1907, Auburn Bank's mission has been clear: to serve our community, see businesses flourish, and improve lives locally by making sound business decisions and responding with care every day. Today, we continue to fulfill our mission with a team of local, commercial, and consumer lenders who are ready to help meet your needs and goals. Auburn Bank, champions of you. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, online at auburnbank.com.
Hey guys, this is Tyler Reynolds with Reynolds Outdoors. Fall is right around the corner, which means hunting season will be on us before you know it. We are now carrying some of the best-known archery brand names like Matthews and PSC to go along with our well-stocked supply of firearms we have always been known for. And did you know we are the largest dealer of box blinds in Alabama, carrying popular brand names like Redneck and Banks? Don't forget, we carry Sitka, Bandit, and Drake apparel as well. Come see us today to meet all of your fall hunting needs. Located on Geneva Street in Opelika.
Hi, This is Tyler with Gutter Pro. Around here, we believe details make the difference. That's why we're the premier choice for custom seamless gutter systems and leaf protection for both homes and businesses. No matter what kind of gutter you need, we do it all. From seamless installs to custom finishes, our work is built to last and tailored to your style. So don't settle for less. Leave it to the pros at Gutter Pro. Check us out today at gutterprosolutions.com. That's gutterprosolutions.com.
Mountain High Outfitters is helping you gear up for cooler weather with new styles and colors in downtown Auburn. From fan favorites in footwear like Hoka, On, Ultra, Brooks, New Balance, and Birkenstock, Mountain High Outfitters offers the largest footwear selection in Auburn. Plus, find those hard-to-get apparel brands like Aviator Nation, Gold Hinge, Yori, Local Boy, and Free People Movement. Don't forget our new trucker hats from Good Old Boy, Gorin Brothers, and American Needle. Come visit Mountain High Outfitters next to Taziki's on South College in the heart of Auburn.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply.
Russell Building Supply is your hometown home improvement store. You'll find what you need when you need it. And as a Russell Rewards member, you'll be in the know about monthly specials and exclusive offers. Russell Building Supply, East University in Auburn, across from Cary Creek Publix.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply.
Owner Sean Snow founded Advanced Graphics in 2004 to satisfy a missing service need in East Alabama. 20 years later, Advanced Graphics has proven mission accomplished. For any comprehensive graphic need, vehicle wraps, decals, signs, custom apparel, and even those difficult-to-source laser-engraved ADA signs. A dedicated staff at Advanced Graphics offers exceptional quality with amazing customer service. Contact Advanced Graphics today at 334-501-8600. That's 501-8600. Advanced Graphics in Auburn. World-class service with local attention.
When bones get out of joint, the Orthopedic Clinic is here, providing expert care and surgery when needed wherever it hurts. Hand, wrist, foot, or ankle, back, neck, or hip. Offering minimally invasive surgery and cutting-edge joint replacement. Serving patients from throughout the region. See the sports injury experts for athletes of all types. Don't wait. Schedule an examination today. The Orthopedic Clinic. Call for an appointment 334-749-8303 or visit theorthoclinic.com.
Tiger Country 104.5 is a Radio Alabama station, part of the Auburn Networks family. WAUE HD2, Waverly, Auburn, Opelika.
Auburn, Opelika Country. Tiger Country 104.5.
The following is a presentation of Radio Alabama Sports. This broadcast is copyrighted by Radio Alabama for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast, descriptions, or accounts of the game without Radio Alabama's consent is strictly prohibited.
Lee Scott Academy Basketball is on Tiger Country 104.5. Presented by the Orthopedic Clinic, Goodge Performing Arts Center, Mountain High Outfitters, and Russell Building Supply. Also brought to you by Auburn Bank, Gutter Pro, Advanced Graphics, Auburn Express Towing, and Four Seasons Federal Credit Union. Now, live from courtside, here's the voice of Lee Scott Academy Basketball, Christian Griffin.
Two games down, one game to go. The JV boys won it big. The varsity girls won it big. And now it's time for Coach William Johnson and company to try and complete the three-game sweep over the Brookstone Cougars that made the 45-minute drive from Columbus, Georgia. Good evening, everybody. Christian Griffin here with you on the Lee Scott Sports Network, and we appreciate everybody for spending your Friday evening here with us. Happy Friday. Welcome to the weekend. Everybody, feel like that's the best news you could give anybody, because it feels like it has been quite a long week. But we're happy to be back here inside Sanford Gymnasium for, again, Game 3 of the evening here inside Sanford Gymnasium at Lee Scott Academy. The Lee Scott Warriors and the Brookstone Cougars. Final numbers from the Lee Scott Warriors varsity girls game. They moved to 6-6 on the season, but continue to do things the right way, continue to build momentum. It was Clark Ivett that led all scorers with 24. Sydney Dunlap and Maggie Herndon each knocked down 4 triples. They both had 12. Haynes Kesey with 7. Charlie Huddleston knocked down a 3 in the fourth quarter. The Warriors knocked down 12 triples. 12. And for a Coach Corey Harrison squad that doesn't want to rely on the 3, when you play a 2-3 zone like that, sometimes it forces you to shoot a little bit more from the perimeter than you would like. How can you have any complaints? This Lee Scott Warrior team came into tonight with 54 made threes, shooting it at 24%. You make 12 of them on your home floor. Not too much you can do. You combine that with more than 15 turnovers by the Cougars as well. Again, a lot of those live ball turnovers that led to easy buckets for the Lee Scott Warriors, and they win it 58-37. But we now transition our focus into the varsity boys game. As last time this team took the floor inside Sanford Gymnasium, it was arguably the biggest win in Lee Scott Warrior history, at least in the regular season and definitely in the AHSAA, where the 3A Lee Scott Warriors defeated the 7A Auburn High Tigers 73-66 in one of the greatest games that you will see at high school level. It was one of the most fun games between that or the Sweet 16 from last year with Hayden Harper's layup to send us to overtime. Between those two games, the most fun that I've ever had here with anybody on the Lee Scott Sports Network. And man, if you were here with us, I know that you were there, a part of the excitement, a part of the energy. It was an absolutely incredible environment. The Lee Scott Warriors then responded on Tuesday night where they defeated Beulah 74-65. And my goodness, you want to talk about a track meet. That was the fastest game that I have ever called. This Lee Scott Warrior team loves to run fast. They don't want to set up in the half court. They don't want to run they don't want to run sets. They want to get out and go, use their raw athleticism, and then use what they need to do if they have to set up in the half-court sets to get downhill, to get into the paint, to get the kick-out threes that allow you to have a little bit of success. Beulah had just about the exact same mentality. However, the Lee Scott Warriors and Coach William Johnson do what he does and do what this team does best, which is just grind you down. And in that third and fourth quarter, the Beulah Bobcats didn't have enough depth, didn't have enough stamina to keep up with the Lee Scott Warriors. They won it 74-65. It's a team in Lee Scott that averages 15 turnovers a game, only had 9 in that contest. Also had 7 more rebounds than their average 36. They had 43. Tied their number of assists, which is right at 14. But again, only 9 turnovers was the difference maker in the contest, and a very different game than what you saw from the Lee Scott Warriors here tonight on the varsity girls side of things, where they knocked down 12 triples at Beulah. Lee Scott Academy, the varsity boys, were 2 of 23 from behind the arc. And so the fact that you were able to do that and put up 74 points while missing 21 shots from the exterior shows how fast this team is, shows how many possessions they want to have, and shows how good they are inside from the 2-point range. They've made 169 made twos so far this season. They shoot at 50% from inside 3. They've made 65 threes, shooting it at 31%. Like, it's a team that doesn't want to rely on the 3. Again, neither one of these teams want to, but they can easily shoot it when they need to, and they can easily get hot if you let them. When we come back, we will have keys to the game. We will have starting lineups, and we will have opening tip between the Brookstone Cougars and your Lee Scott Academy Warriors. It was the JV boys that got a big win, the varsity girls that got a big win, and now it's time for Coach William and Johnson and company to follow suit and complete the sweep. We'll see if they can when we come back here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
My joints aren't what they used to be. Routine exercise, playing ball outside with the kids, riding bikes on vacation. I never worried about keeping up. But now, my joint pain has started slowing me down. I decided to make an appointment with the Orthopedic Clinic. Their surgical partners had the experience, technology, and personalized approach to care that I was looking for. Best of all, it was close to home. I'm thankful I chose the Orthopedic Clinic. Don't let joint pain slow you down. Visit theorthoclinic.com and schedule your appointment today.
Hi, this is Tyler with Gutter Pro. Around here, we believe details make the difference. That's why we're the premier choice for custom seamless gutter systems and leaf protection for both homes and businesses. No matter what kind of gutter you need, we do it all. From seamless installs to custom finishes, our work is built to last and tailored to your style. So don't settle for less. Leave it to the pros at Gutter Pro. Check us out today at gutterprosolutions.com. That's gutterprosolutions.com.
Four Seasons Federal Credit Union. Homegrown and member-owned.
We love our members love us.
Oh yes, ever since I got off active duty, they have helped me. I would recommend to anyone, if you really want to get your finances in order, come and see for yourself. I promise you, they will help you get on the path to financial freedom.
Four Seasons Federal Credit Union with 2 local branches. Membership eligibility required. Accounts federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration.
Now the starting lineups, presented by Auburn Bank on your LSA sports station, Tiger Country 104.5.
Tonight's starting lineups are presented by Auburn Bank. Their local team stands ready to discuss your financial needs and goals. Auburn Bank, champions of you and proud sponsor of Lee Scott Warrior basketball. It's Griffin, Johnson, Wiley, Peak, and Kelly for the Brookstone Cougars. For the Warriors, who come into play at 8-2. Here tonight, it's Gray Haley, Hayden Harper, William Lyles, Parks Myers, and Cord Zellner. Warriors in their home white on whites. The Cougars in their road royal blues. And we're just about ready for action. It's William Lyles and number 21, Charlie Peak, that meet at center court. And the Cougars win the tip, and we're underway here inside Sanford Gymnasium. The start of the varsity boys game. The Cougars going right to left on your radio dial. The Warriors going left to right. They throw it down low to the big man, knocked away by Parks Myers. When it goes out of bounds, it'll stay right here under the Cougar basket. The Warriors again come into play at 8-2. The Cougars come in at 4-4. We'll dive into a little bit more stats as we go here tonight, but we appreciate everybody for joining us here on Tiger Country 104.5, tigercountry.net, the Radio Alabama app, the YouTube and Facebook live stream out there now as well, as William Lyles gets a poke. It goes out of bounds. It'll be Philip Johnson that inbounds on the first E in Lee Scott under the basket to their left. They throw it down low with Sam Wiley. Right-handed layup is no good. Fight for the rebound. It'll be Warrior basketball going the other way. A 30-second possession that saw a couple poke steals and a contested layup. Hayden Harper dribbles the ball up the floor. Gets the dribble handoff from Cord Zellner. He's now trapped down low, and it gets ripped away by Savon Kelly. We'll see if this Cougar team has learned, as the majority of the other teams has done. As soon as you get the ball with Hayden Harper in the half court, do what you can to get it out of his hands. Blitz him if you need to. The three-pointer on the right wing, no good from the southpaw, Jake Kelly. William Lyles tries to respond from the right wing, and he can't do so either. And Savon Kelly will clear the board. The Cougars running their half-court set, and a couple Cougars run into each other. And they throw it away. This Brookstone team, something the Warriors have to take advantage of, turn the ball over 24 times a contest. And so if the Lee Scott Warriors can find a way to do that, again, live turnovers is the key for both the varsity girls and the varsity boys. William Lyles works his way downhill, and he'll head to the line to shoot a couple. It was Philip Johnson that tried to draw the charge, but didn't have legal guarding position, couldn't quite get the feet under him to slide in front of what would be the semicircle, but no official semicircle in high school basketball. So the gym quiets for Will Lyles, who stands at the free throw line. The orange shoes, but is too strong on the first free throw. Lyles is able to knock down the second, and a minute and a half into the contest. There's a point on the board. The Warriors lead it 1-0 over the visiting Cougars from Columbus, Georgia. A couple weeks ago had the crosstown showdown. Now a little bit more cross-state showdown as Gray Haley gets his hands in the passing lane. Right-handed layup is up and good, plus the foul. Haley kept Phillip Johnson on his outside hip the entire time and went up strong with the right hand. Johnson tried to swat it from behind but couldn't do so. That's his second foul. And Gray Haley now heads to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play. Couple dribbles, deep breath, and the free throw is short. Sam Wiley will clear the board. 2 minutes gone by here in the Varsity Boys contest. The Warriors lead it 3-0. As the Cougars set up in the half court, they're trying to get it to their shooter, Jake Griffin, and the three-pointer is well short. It goes out of bounds. It'll be Warrior basketball. Looking at the leading scorers for this Brookstone team, it's number 4, Reed Adams, who averages right around 14. Griffin, who again has already attempted a couple threes tonight, averages 11. And number 23, Savon Kelly, averages 12. Gray Haley goes up strong with the left hand, has it blocked. Hayden Harper right there. He gobbles up the board and is able to throw it in with the left hand. Coach William Johnson will take and call a timeout. It's a 30-second. We will stay right here on the Lee Scott Sports Network. It took a minute and a half for a point to go on the board here tonight. And just 60 seconds later, the Warriors lead it 5-0 here over the Cougars. And don't have confirmation, but there is a Cougar who has a walking boot on. And you've yet to see number 4, Reed Adams, in the contest tonight. So the Cougars may be short their star player. We'll see if I can get confirmation on that end. The Warriors set up not quite a full press, but force the inbound, something you see with Auburn a lot. Force them to inbound the basketball and then drop back into the half court. 3 minutes gone by. They throw it down low to Kelly. Could have been a travel, no whistle. Right-handed layup from the left block is good. Hayden Harper between the legs dribble, gets to the volleyball line, throws it to Gray Haley. He gets the screen from Zellner. Skip pass, Hayden Harper here in the near corner. The triple is too strong. Parks Myers, the shortest man on the floor, able to clear the rebound. It's blocked by Charlie Peak, and he's able to gather it right in front of the Cougar bench before it goes out of bounds. 5-2, the Warrior lead here halfway through this opening period, and now you're seeing that mass substitution that Coach William Johnson loves to put in early in the contest. All 4 make their way to the scorer's table. The ball sits with LeBoy right now. The running floater able to bank it in. Fernando Oliveira LeBoy gets it to go. Hayden Harper quickly in transition. Didn't have the shot. Tried to find William Lyles on the right wing. Instead, he was trying to replace Gray Haley, who was replacing Hayden Harper on the left side of the floor. So Harper throws it into the second row. And the momentum working its way over to the road Cougars. It's Brooke, Zachary, Chapman, Harris, Barrett, Cook, and Hollywood Watley that check in for the first time here tonight. Could have been a carry, a delayed whistle, and it is. Nice defense from Wyatt. Hayden Harper, the one starter, remains on the floor. Pass to Barrett Cook. Nobody picks him up. His left wing three is short, so you feel like you see that go down more times than not, and Chapman Harris will get the over-the-back foul, the Warriors' first here in this first period. I was told by inside sources, a.k.a. Davis McIsaac, to expect a big game from Chapman Harris for undisclosed reasons. Definitely not at all a grade on a final project. Savon Kelly dribbling the basketball, finds it to LeBoy, pump fake, now back out to Kelly. Ball knocked away momentarily, now into the hands of Wyatt Watley. Bounce pass Brooke Zachary, he goes up, gets it blocked by Savon Kelly, but Zachary was hit on the right arm. So the junior running back will head to the line to shoot a couple. And Brookstone will now call a 30-second timeout with 3:37 to play here in this first quarter. The Warriors lead at 5-4. We'll stay right here with you on the Lee Scott Sports Network. Christian Griffin here bringing you all of the action inside Sanford Gymnasium. We appreciate everybody for being here with us, regardless of how you're tuned in, whether you're listening or you're watching or doing a little bit of both. We appreciate you and your support of Lee Scott Warrior basketball. The Warriors 8-2 on the young season. The Cougars sit at 4-4. And Brooke Zachary, who averages right around 4.5 a game, steps to the line to shoot a couple. And he can't get the first one. Gray Haley with 2, Hayden Harper with 2, and William Lyles with 1. Your 5 points in this very low-scoring first half of the first quarter. Zachary able to knock down the second, so he splits the pair, and the Warrior lead is 2. They set up a full-court trap in the front court. Could have been a travel no whistle. Barrett Cook tries to get a steal from behind. Instead, in the short corner, lowers his shoulder, does Savon Kelly, and runs over Hayden Harper. That's a charge going the other way, and that's now 2 on Savon Kelly. That's the third leading scorer, and definitely the most physical player for this Cougar squad. But a nice job by Hayden Harper. You could see it coming from a mile away, planting his feet on the left block, and Kelly dipping that shoulder. Runs into the Troy signee. Bounce pass to Zachary. Now Wyatt Watley. Now skip past Barrett Cook. Beautiful ball movement. Couldn't get the 3 to go. Zachary with the long rebound. Fields it with one hand, but throws it away. And now by himself is number 21, Charlie Peak, who didn't get the layup to go. And then a loose ball foul on Peak, who was frustrated that he couldn't get the wide open finger roll. There was nobody even back to the three-point line yet. But that's now the 4th team foul for the Cougars here in the first quarter. And so any team foul, any common foul, or was that the 5th? That was the 5th. So apologies, that being number 5, that will now allow the Warriors to shoot free throws for the final 3 minutes and 4 seconds of this first period. Hayden Harper too strong on the front end. Hayden Harper averaging 15.5 a game. Again, the Troy Trojan signee stands at the free throw line. And can't rattle in either free throw. The free throw line not a friend to either squad so far here in the first 5 minutes. The Cougars trying to get the ball across half court. They do with Charlie Peak. Left-handed layup is good. The lead now is 0 as the game rather is tied at 6. Harper works his way into the paint. Skip pass. Chapman Harris. He knocks down the triple. And the Warrior lead is back to 3. They lead it 9-6. And just like that, again, big game, Chapman Harris. 2.5 to play here in the first quarter inside Sanford Gymnasium. Lee Scott Academy and the Cougars of Brookstone from Columbus, Georgia doing battle. They'll throw it back to Jake Griffin. His left wing 3 in response is good. I talked about it coming in. Jake Griffin's going to be that spot-up shooter. And it didn't matter if they had numbers or not. Able to knock down the 3 to tie the game. Brooke Zachary fakes the dribble handoff. Now Euro step works his way inside. A beautiful move from number 4 in White. Everybody went with Hayden Harper. He faked the dribble handoff to him. And parted like the Red Sea did that defense. And Zachary lays it in to give the Warrior lead. Or give the Warriors a 2-point lead. Griffin tries to go again from 3 in the same spot. Couldn't get it to go, and the long rebound with the Warriors. Chapman Harris has it at the volleyball line extended. Between the legs dribble. Gets the screen from Zachary. He's now pressured. Wyatt Watley thought about the 3, but will give it back to Hayden Harper. Guarded by LeBoy. Skip pass. Barrett Cook wide open in the far corner. He finds the net. Barrett Cook on the board for the first time tonight, and the Warrior lead is 5. And they now try and advance the basketball with Savon Kelly, who dribbles it off his leg. And it goes into the little coaches section over in the far corner at Sanford Gymnasium. 1:12 remaining here in the first quarter. William Lyles will check in for Hayden Harper for the final 1:12 of this first period. Wyatt Watley will slowly dribble the ball up the floor. He gets it to Lyles, who gets blitzed with the basketball in his hands. Barrett Cook at the top of the key. Crossover dribble. Back to William Lyles. Thought about the 3. Jab step to his right. Now to Chapman Harris. Nobody picks him up. William Lyles. Now Watley Lyles between the legs, sizing up LeBoy. Dribble handoff to Chapman Harris with 45 seconds. Harris going left, back to Barrett Cook. NBA range three is short. Will Lyles gathers the offensive rebound, kicks it to Watley, back out. His triple is good. Wyatt Watley for three, and the lead is 8 for the Warriors. 17-9, 26 seconds to play. Now in transition, the ball gets knocked away from William Lyles. Watley able to save it, and Lyles runs into the cheerleaders and is unable to save it from going out of bounds. Hugs a couple of the classmates and then gets punched by the other with 17.9 on the clock. This was a 6-6 game about 2 minutes ago. And then the Warriors from three opened up the lid, and an offensive foul, I believe a moving screen. They're going to call it on Lawson Mansfield, who tried to get LeBoy open. And although the Warriors are in the bonus, since that is not a common foul, the offensive foul, the Warriors won't get the benefit of shooting from the free throw line for that. Watley will let the ball roll up the floor. 17 seconds. Now the clock begins to run. The Warrior lead is 8. Dribble handoff to Lyles. Now Zachary. Now Cook on the right wing. Low pass. Harris able to save it. Watley thought about the three. 7 seconds. 6 seconds. Barrett Cook loses it momentarily. He gets to the corner. Zachary, jab step, works his way down low. Right-handed layup at the buzzer is too strong. And that is how the first quarter will come to a close. Again, a 6-6 game with 2.5 minutes to play. After that, the Warriors outscore the Cougars 11-3 in the back half of the first quarter. They take an 8-point lead into the second 8 minutes. And we'll get you that second quarter on the other side of this 60-second break here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
Hi, this is Tyler with Gutter Pro. Around here, we believe details make the difference. That's why we're the premier choice for custom seamless gutter systems and leaf protection for both homes and businesses. No matter what kind of gutter you need, we do it all. From seamless installs to custom finishes, our work is built to last and tailored to your style. So don't settle for less. Leave it to the pros at Gutter Pro. Check us out today at gutterprosolutions.com. That's gutterprosolutions.com.
1907. Auburn had no paved roads, no local newspaper, a few automobiles, very little electricity or indoor plumbing, and one bank, Auburn Bank. For all these years, we've had a part in shaping and serving Auburn, Opelika, and East Alabama, a steadfast partner to our customers, meeting financial needs at just the right times. How do we know our community so well? Because we've grown up together. Auburn Bank, champions of you. Member FDIC, online at auburnbank.com.
The first half of Lee Scott Academy basketball is brought to you by Russell Building Supply on Tiger Country 104.5.
Start of the second quarter here inside Sanford Gymnasium. Lee Scott Academy and the Brookstone Cougars doing battle here on a Friday night. A cross-state showdown. Cougars from Columbus, Georgia. Hayden Harper works his way with the left hand, goes up, and is able to use his body to draw the contact and the body control to still get a shot up. And so Hayden Harper will head back to the line. The first one is good. In that first quarter, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Warriors found their name into the scoring column. Nobody with more than 3, rather. Harper now changes that. He has 2 in each quarter. He has 4 and is the leading scorer in the contest. The Warrior lead is 10. Lee Scott setting up a little bit of pressure in the front court. LeBoy gets blitzed, and it's almost stolen by Wyatt Watley. LeBoy still fighting for it. Now Watley does get the steal. Ball still on the floor, and Watley able to gather it, and he gets the timeout. Coach William Johnson works his way all the way to half court and celebrating with his team. Wyatt Watley, the true energy guy here on this squad for Coach William Johnson. He's granted the timeout. It's a 30-second timeout, so we will stay right here on the Lee Scott Sports Network. Hollywood, not necessarily somebody that is going to give you double-digit points and absolutely light up the scoreboard every single night, but somebody that's going to give you a couple big-time buckets and do everything right on the defensive end of the floor. And again, is that battery, is that energy guy. Was talking with his dad, says he's got a little bit in him. I think he's got a lot of bit of dog in him, again, especially on the defensive end of the floor. The Warrior lead is 10. A minute gone by here in the second quarter. William Lyles bounce pass to Chapman Harris. Now back to Lyles. They'll set up at the top of the key. Crossover dribble, works his way left. Chapman Harris pump fake, works his way through contact, and the layup is off the side of the backboard, off the padding. And the Cougars now able to clear it, and they get it down low to Kelly. Back out for three. Sam Wiley, the three is well short. Wyatt Watley gets the rebound and will collect the foul as well. There he is again. Hollywood, one of those guys that you love playing with on your team, but man, just hate playing against. Not gonna shy away from any contact, not gonna shy away from any words as well, or words either. William Lyles works his way downhill. A lot of contact, no whistle. Savon Kelly will clear the rebound, and it goes off the foot of LeBoy, guarded by Chapman Harris, who tried to race his way along the far sideline, knocked out of bounds. The Warriors get the ball right back. It's Chapman Harris, Hayden Harper, Barrett Cook, William Lyles, and Wyatt Watley. Dribble handoff to Hayden Harper, has it at the top of the key. Works his way through contact, left-handed layup. Sat on the front of the rim momentarily and falls the wrong way. Quick in transition. They throw it down low to the right block. It's number 21, Charlie Peak. Pump fake got Cookie in the air, and he's able to lay it in to trim the lead to 8. Chapman Harris now on the right wing. Watley, one more to Harper. His triple bounces off the back iron. And are they saying it hit the pole? It might have, that holds up. Holds up the baskets here at Sanford Gymnasium. I didn't see it, but the referee on the floor said otherwise. 19-11, 5:54 remaining here in the second quarter. Warriors continuing their full court pressure. William Lyles cuts off Peak, and the ball is loose. Peak with the basketball, and they're going to call a jump ball, a quick whistle right in front of the scorer's table, but it'll keep it with the Cougars. This Brookstone team averages 51 points per game, 31 rebounds, 9 assists. They do get their handful of steals and blocks, 11 steals, 2 blocks a game, but 24 turnovers. Something that Lee Scott has to find a way to take advantage of. They did early, or rather late in the first quarter. So far, haven't really been able to capitalize on too many turnovers. Almost a travel by Kelly would have been right on cue. Now there is. That's great defense from Hayden Harper. It's Parks Myers that lays it in with the left hand. It was blocked off the backboard. Would have been a goaltend, but still went in anyways. Parks Myers now in the score column with his first bucket of the afternoon, and a backcourt violation. It's a frustrating call. It's the correct call. LeBoy had both feet on the plus side of half court and then threw it back to a Cougar who had not quite established himself in the front court yet. It's a frustrating call, but I believe that the correct one. You have to establish yourself in the front court, and he hadn't done so yet. So another turnover for the Cougars. The Warrior lead is 10 with 5 minutes to play here in the second quarter. They throw it into the backcourt with Hayden Harper, and he'll walk it up guarded by Sam Wiley. Gets the on-ball screen from Haley. Now to Zellner. Now Myers. He works his way baseline. Gets cut off. Back to Gray Haley. Jab step, pump fake. Back to Hayden Harper. He works his way. Euro step. Throws it up with the right hand. It hits every part of the rim. And he's able to get it to go. Hayden Harper now with 6 in the contest, and the Warrior lead is a dozen. And now a 5-second violation. The Warriors on ball pressure, denying the basketball. stealing possessions for Coach William Johnson. The inbound to Zellner. Now the handoff goes to Harper, almost knocked away by LeBoy. But Lyles able to recover. Hayden Harper on the far corner hits a cutting Parks Myers, who catches it with the left hand all in one motion, goes straight up with it. It was held on the ground, not allowing a true layup attempt, but he was in the act of shooting. And Parks Myers will head to the line where he's short on the first. And that was the third foul on Savon Kelly, the third leading scorer for the Cougar squad. So he most likely done for the first half. Myers goes 0 for 2 from the line. Wiley with the long rebound, but Parks Myers able to get the steal. Out of control, throws it to William Lyles. The ball is poked away, and Harper will go all the way 40 feet to recover it, and now we'll walk it up half court. Goes against the on-ball screen, throws it down low. Parks Myers spins his way on the left block and lays it in with that strong left hand. The Warrior lead is 14 halfway through this second quarter. They throw it to Charlie Peak, and the Warriors just denying the basketball, but this time fall asleep on the other end, and the layup from Lawson Mansfield is good. 25-13. Hayden Harper works his way, a gather dribble at the three-point line, bumps off the contact, and is able to get it to go high off the glass. Hayden Harper, a true scoring slasher, brings the lead back to 14. LeBoy now with the pass down low, blocked from behind by Parks Myers. Warriors have numbers if they want to use it. And now a foul on Sam Wiley. Thought the contact came well before, but it was the retaliation to the retaliation. And that's now the fourth team foul for the Cougars here in this second quarter. So any common fouls again will leave the Warriors shooting free throws. A big sub for Lee Scott Academy. So the five now on the floor: Harper, Zachary, Cook, Harris, and Watley. Barrett Cook has it. Now Hayden Harper on the right wing, draws the contact, gets the bucket and gets fouled. He falls to the floor, and he's got a chance at the old-fashioned three-point play. Hayden Harper now with 8 in the second quarter. What a job by Hayden Harper drawing the contact. I think the contact was clean up top, but after running into the chest of, I believe it was Charlie Peak, came down trying to block Harper. The free throw is good. Harper now with 9 in the second. He's in double figures with 11. 30-13 is the Warrior lead. Now in transition very quickly, Jake Griffin on the right wing. Can't get the three to go. Chapman Harris will clear it. Now all by himself is Brooks Zachary. He comes to a jump stop, and not sure he leaves his feet to lay it in with the left hand, but still gets it to go regardless. And either a timeout or a technical was just established. Or possibly just a whistle for the ball going behind the bench. So we play on. 32-13, the Warriors lead it here at home. Charlie Peak extends the off arm, a lot of contact, no whistle. Free throw line jumper is good. He has 6 in the contest, and he decides to get a little verbal with either the Lee Scott student section. Now Barrett Cook in the near corner. The three is too strong. Zachary fights it for the rebound, but it goes into the hands of the Cougars. Now right back to Peak, who's guarded by Chapman Harris. This now gets stolen by Wyatt Watley. He's all by himself, and he kisses it off the glass. Wyatt Watley now with 5 in the contest. The Warrior lead is 19, 2 minutes to play in the second quarter, and Chapman Harris gets just a piece, a fingernail of the basketball to knock it out of bounds. William Lyles will check in for Hayden Harper. The Cougars able to inbound the basketball with Sam Wiley. They get it across half court, guarded by Wyatt Watley, and a jump ball whistle gives it to Lee Scott Academy. The Cougars not strong with the basketball, and Wyatt Watley gets into the grill of LeBoy and forces the tie-up. The Warriors led 17-9 after one and have outscored the Cougars 17-6 here in the second. Hayden Harper leads all scorers with 11. My goodness, tallies by just about every single name that's made their way onto the floor for the Warriors here tonight. Chapman Harris gets to the free throw line, gets cut off, pass out to Watley. Now to William Lyles, throws it down to Brooks Zachary. Pump fake, two pump fakes, goes up with the right hands. No, William Lyles, the offensive rebound, falling back, able to throw it up at the rim and gets it to go. The Warriors seemingly can't miss, and now Brooks Zachary with a steal. Pump fake, now fade away. He can't get it to go. It was Kelly that stonewalled right at the rim, not trying to pick up his fourth foul. Cougars now in transition. Touch shot from Wiley, no good. Offensive rebound is with Lawson Mansfield, and a foul on the floor. And now you hear the Brookstone crowd with a little bit of sarcastic claps as they feel like they have finally drawn the foul. They are going to call the foul on the floor, as that was only the first team foul for Lee Scott here in the quarter. And very quick to draw the second is the referee on William Lyles. Parks Myers set to sub in, and he will. 4-3 Willie. Sam Wiley, the inbounder, now to the corner. Contested baseline jumper is no good. Ball tipped around. It's with Barrett Cook. Left-handed pass to Harris. He works his way downhill, able to get it off the window. Not sure how he had the angle to, but Harris now with 5, under a minute to play in the second quarter. The Warrior lead is 23. Warriors continuing their full court trap. It was Barrett Cook that was just a tad late, and he grabs the arm of a Cougar. Unable to get the basketball, he's going to get called for the personal foul. So the Warriors went about 6 minutes without a whistle under their name. Now 3 team fouls and now 4 team fouls. They're going to get that one on Brooks Zachary. So 43.7 to play in the second quarter. Referees realized they had a foul. Differential, had to change it up. Oh my. Another foul on Parks Myers. Had to even out the foul count in the final 2 minutes of the second quarter. I don't disagree with the calls, but for Lee Scott, you're wondering what's a foul and what's not. My goodness. Lee Scott went from having no team fouls to 5 team fouls in a minute and 20 seconds. First free throw from Phillip Johnson is good. 38-16. Here's your score. Warriors with the lead. Here approaching the Orthopedic Clinic halftime report. And a free throw violation. I believe they're going to get it on Savon Kelly as he moved before Phillip Johnson even let go of the basketball. 40 seconds to play in the second quarter. Wyatt Watley brings it across half court. Dribble handoff to Barrett Cook. Now Myers. Now Chapman Harris. Thought about the 3. Jab step. Works his way to the free throw line. Barrett Cook in the near corner. His three-pointer is too strong. Able to get his own rebounds. Now throws it down to Parks Myers. Draws contact. No whistle. And Kelly does a nice job avoiding that 4th personal foul. Able to clear it. They have numbers due the Cougars. And the elbow jumper is good. And a whistle. With the whistle being drawn, they're going to get Wyatt Watley. So the basket will be good. The basket is good, and then the off-ball foul on Phillip Johnson, so there's still a discussion on either who the shooter is or what it will be, but again, with that being a foul in the bonus, it'll be Phillip Johnson that shoots 2 free throws. He knocks down the first one. The lead is 20 for Lee Scott here at home. Johnson goes 2 for 2 from the stripe, so a 4-point possession. And now Johnson strips the pocket of Wyatt Watley. He's got numbers. Pump fake goes into Gray Haley. And Johnson will head right back to the line with 6 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Coach William Johnson standing there with his arms crossed. You feel like you played 14 minutes in this first half dominantly, minus the first 2 minutes of the contest and the last 2 minutes of the second quarter. So bookended 2 minutes that are not up to Coach William Johnson or the Lee Scott standard. So Phillip Johnson now with 5, a 6-point swing, 2 seconds, 1 second. I don't know if the Warriors see it, they don't. The 3 from Wyatt Watley comes after the horn. So very similarly to the Lee Scott varsity girls game, if you just look up at the scoreboard, you love where you're at. However, a little run for the Cougars trims into the Warrior lead. However, they still lead it by 17, 38-21 after 16 minutes of play. When we come back, we'll welcome you in to the Orthopedic Clinic halftime report. We'll talk about the first half, dive into a couple of the stats, and talk about what Coach Johnson and the Warriors need to do to move to 9-2 here in the 2025-2026 basketball season. All of that coming up as we continue here on Tiger Country 104.5. The Orthopedic Clinic is next.
My joints aren't what they used to be. Routine exercise, playing ball outside with the kids, riding bikes on vacation. I never worried about keeping up. But now, my joint pain has started slowing me down. I decided to make an appointment with the Orthopedic Clinic. Their surgical partners had the experience, technology, and personalized approach to care that I was looking for. Best of all, it was close to home. I'm thankful I chose the Orthopedic Clinic. Don't let joint pain slow you down. Visit theorthoclinic.com and schedule your appointment today.
1907. Auburn had no paved roads, no local newspaper, a few automobiles, very little electricity or indoor plumbing, and one bank, Auburn Bank. For all these years, we've had a part in shaping and serving Auburn, Opelika, and East Alabama, a steadfast partner to our customers, meeting financial needs at just the right times. How do we know our community so well? Because we've grown up together. Auburn Bank, champions of you. Member FDIC, online at auburnbank.com.
Hi, this is Tyler with Gutter Pro. Around here, we believe details make the difference. That's why we're the premier choice for custom seamless gutter systems and leaf protection for both homes and businesses. No matter what kind of gutter you need, we do it all. From seamless installs to custom finishes, our work is built to last and tailored to your style. So don't settle for less. Leave it to the pros at Gutter Pro. Check us out today at gutterprosolutions.com. That's gutterprosolutions.com.
Hey guys, this is Tyler Reynolds with Reynolds Outdoors. Fall is right around the corner, which means hunting season will be on us before you know it. We are now carrying some of the best-known archery brand names like Matthews and PSE to go along with our well-stocked supply of firearms we have always been known for. And did you know we are the largest dealer of box blinds in Alabama, carrying popular brand names like Redneck and Banks? Don't forget, we carry Sitka, Bandit, and Drake apparel as well. Come see us today to meet all of your fall hunting needs. Located on Geneva Street in Opelika.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply.
Russell Building Supply is your hometown home improvement store. You'll find what you need when you need it. And as a Russell Rewards member, you'll be in the know about monthly specials and exclusive offers. Russell Building Supply, East University in Auburn, across from Cary Creek Publix.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply.
The Lee Scott Academy Basketball Halftime Show is brought to you by the Orthopedic Clinic on Tiger Country 104.5.
"16 minutes down here inside Sanford Gymnasium. The varsity boys out in front of the Brookstone Cougars, who made about the 50-minute drive from Columbus, Georgia, here to Auburn, Alabama. The Warriors out in front, 38-21. We welcome you into the Orthopedic Clinic halftime report. The Orthopedic Clinic is East Alabama's go-to center for orthopedic care, with locations in Auburn and Opelika to better serve you. You can find them online at theorthoclinic.com. And again, I talked about it going to break. If you didn't watch the first half and you looked up and you're one of those box score viewers, you have absolutely no complaints with the first 16 minutes for the Lee Scott Warriors. A very similar story to Coach Corey Harrison's squad on the varsity girls side of things, who led it by 7, but it was a big run by the Cougars, the varsity girls, that really trimmed into the lead, where it was more than double digits. Same thing here for Coach William Johnson and the Warriors. They lead it 38-21, so a 17-point lead, but it was 23 with 30 seconds to play before halftime, and a 6-0 run, a couple of questionable type fouls. The foul count was 5-0 in favor of the Warriors. They had not committed a team foul in the first 6, if not 6.5 minutes, and then 17 fouls were called on the Warriors almost as soon as the Cougars let the referees know about it. Had to even it up before the halftime break. But again, all things considered, the Warriors still out in front by 17. Halftime stats are brought to you tonight by Lee County Revenue Commissioner Olene Price, who reminds you that if you need services from her office, there's the main office at the courthouse in Opelika and satellite offices in Auburn and Smith Station. We've talked about it all season long of how this Warrior squad, yes, is led by Hayden Harper. Again, the Troy Trojan signee, the senior that you feel like you've heard his name inside this gym since he was in 5th grade. He leads the all scorers, or leads the average for the Lee Scott Warriors. Average is 15.5 per contest. But, man, you work your way down these stats. William Lyles averages double figures. Barrett Cook averages 8. Chapman Harris averages 8. Parks Myers averages almost 7. Gray Haley averages 6. Barrett Cook averages almost 5. And so when you're looking at the distributed scoring, you feel like anybody and everybody can have a great night for Coach William Johnson. And if it's nobody in particular, you feel like it's just about everybody. And that's kind of where you sit right now for the Lee Scott Warriors. Going through the stats here, working my way down the column. Gray Haley, he has 2. Hayden Harper leads all scorers with 11, but Chapman Harris has 5. Brooks Zachary has 5. Wyatt Watley has 5. William Lyles has 3. Parks Myers has 4. And Barrett Cook has 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Warriors found the score column in the first half. And if you have 8 scorers in 16 minutes of the 38 points, you feel like you're doing some things right. Warriors have done a really nice job substituting, keeping guys healthy, making sure that you keep guys energized. And what you're starting to see a little bit more of, and we'll try and talk with Coach William Johnson either on air or possibly in between games as we are back here tomorrow night, but to see if that rotation is something that you expect to see a little bit more of. You see the starting 5 for the Warriors again tonight: Haley, Harper, Lyles, Myers, and Zellner. And you play about 4 or 5 minutes, and then you see 4 Warriors enter the game. Hayden Harper remains in the contest, but then you see Harris, Zachary, Watley, and Barrett Cook. And those guys finish out the 4th quarter. Hayden Harper, with about 2 minutes, minute and a half, will sub out. And it's William Lyles that subs back in. Wyatt Watley then takes over the point guard duties. You feel like you've sensed that over the past couple of games. And so we'll see if that's the strategy, if that's just the best way that he wants to keep guys rotating in and out, making sure that nobody has to eat too many minutes in the first half. So that way, hopefully maybe not in a game like this, but as you work your way later in the season, you might see some of those minutes shrink up in the second half. But Coach Johnson has himself a squad where there's so many different guys that he can go to each and every night. Trying to find the scoring numbers that I had last game. Well, I can't find it, so we will go without that statistic of what the boys looked like last Tuesday night against Beulah. But again, those halftime stats tonight are brought to you by Lee County Revenue Commissioner Olene Price, who reminds you that if you need services from her office, there's the main office at the courthouse in Opelika and satellite offices in Auburn and Smith Station. We'll take another break, and when we come back, we'll have the start of the third quarter, and we'll talk about what the Warriors need to do in the second half to move to 9-2 and get another big-time win here inside Sanford Gymnasium. We'll get to that here in 30 seconds as we continue on in the Orthopedic Clinic halftime report right after this.
When bones get out of joint, the Orthopedic Clinic is here, providing expert care and surgery when needed wherever it hurts. Hand, wrist, foot, or ankle, back, neck, or hip. Offering minimally invasive surgery and cutting-edge joint replacement. Serving patients from throughout the region. See the sports injury experts for athletes of all types. Don't wait. Schedule an examination today. The Orthopedic Clinic. Call for an appointment, 334-749-8303, or visit theorthoclinic.com.
Let's get back to the LSA action. It's on to the second half of our game, presented by Gouge Performing Arts Center on Tiger Country 104.5.
Just about ready for the start of the third quarter here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, and it's the Warriors out in front of the Cougars of Brookstone from Columbus, Georgia, 38-21. We wrap up the Orthopedic Clinic halftime reports and carry you into the second half. And the second half of tonight's game is presented by the Gouge Performing Arts Center at Auburn University. You can see their upcoming events at gougecenter.auburn.edu. Again, balanced scoring for the Lee Scott Warriors. 8 have found the score column. Yes, led by 11 from Hayden Harper, but Gray Haley has 2. Harris, Zachary, and Watley all have 5. Parks Myers with 4. William Lyles and Barrett Cook both have 3 in there as well. The Lee Scott Warriors in their home white on whites. Brookstone in their road royal blue on blue. And now here in this second half, both teams will score going to their own bench. So the Cougars from left to right, the Warriors from right to left. And the Cougars get the ball to start the third quarter, trailing by 17. It's the same starting 5 for the Warriors that start the third quarter. It's Phillip Johnson right in front of the bench, trying to get it to Savon Kelly. He's finally able to, right at the top of the perimeter. Phillip Johnson now a couple of pass fakes, gets cut off in the short corner. Back to Kelly at the top of the key. They now dump it down low, guarded by Gray Haley. Is Charlie Peak. It's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Cougars. They inbound the basketball, try to find Kelly, but it's intercepted. Nice fronting defense by Cord Zellner. Gray Haley brings the ball up the floor. Now Parks Myers gets downhill, throws a bullet pass to William Lyles, couldn't get it to go. Cord Zellner, offensive rebound, he couldn't get it to go, falls to the floor, and the ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Warriors under their own basket. Harper, the trigger man, standing at the first O, and Scott finds William Lyles on the backdoor cut. The 3 is too strong, and the weak side rebound with Griffin. 1 minute gone by here in the third quarter. It took 2.5 minutes in the first quarter for the first point to be scored. Griffin on the off-ball screen, the right wing 3 is too strong. Haley skies for the board. William Lyles now on the left wing. He gets downhill, tries the bounce pass down to Cord Zellner. It gets poked away, goes into the hands of Parks Myers. And they're going to say that it was out on Myers. It's Cougar basketball. 38-21. The Warriors with the lead, but so far just cardio here in this third quarter. William Lyles gets a hand on the basketball right in front of the scorer's table. But Brookstone will maintain possession. Phillip Johnson, guarded by Lyles, standing at the circle at half court. Now to Griffin, who has 3. Dribble handoff back to Phillip Johnson. He thought about the 3. Push off elbow jumper is too strong. Parks Myers will gather the rebound. He now races his way along the near sideline. And Phillip Johnson, not in legal guarding position, will pick up the personal foul. That's his 3rd. And the first team foul. First foul in the 3rd quarter by either team with 5:54 remaining in the 3rd. Hayden Harper gets to the volleyball line, sets up the offense, goes against the screen, skip pass to Gray Haley on the left wing, and he knocks it down. Gray Haley gets the scoring started for the Warriors here in the 3rd quarter with a triple, and the lead is back to 20. Crossover dribble, Sam Wiley works his way through contact. And are they going to call an offensive foul? They are. So they called the offensive foul on a seal from Charlie Peak. To be completely honest, I didn't see much there whatsoever. Because it was Sam Wiley that got downhill, and I guess it was Charlie Peak who cleared out the lane. But out of the contact that they've let play here tonight, not sure that that's the whistle that I would choose to draw. The Warriors running a little motion defense, or motion offense rather. Dribble handoff with Hayden Harper. He's cut off. Now down low to Cord Zellner on the elbow. Sets the screen for Harper. Right back to Haley. His triple once again is too strong. Hayden Harper rips down the offensive rebound. What a board from the point guard, but brings it down and loses it. And he'll now get charged with the personal foul after Wiley was able to get the steal. That's Hayden's first. 3 minutes gone by here in this 3rd quarter. And the boy will bring the ball up the floor. He'll throw it to Savon Kelly. And now back to the boy at the volleyball line. Tries to Euro step his way through contact. Great Haley just stonewalls right there. The 15-footer from Manfield is no good. William Lyles able to gather the rebound. And one of the Cougars went for the poke steal from behind. Instead, grabbed the arm. And that's going to be the 4th team foul on Savon Kelly. So he makes his way to the bench. We'll see how long the Cougars' most physical player will sit there. Gray Haley now down low. Hayden Harper through contact. No whistle, but able to kiss it off the glass. Hayden Harper now with 4 here in the 3rd quarter. Apologies, wrote my tallies in the wrong name. Cougars inbounding the basketball with a running head start from LeBoy. Throw it down low, but Cord Zellner able to get his right hand and intercept the pass. Couldn't keep it in play, but a nice job to get it in the passing lanes and knock it out of bounds. 43-21 halfway through this 3rd quarter. Gray Haley and Hayden Harper are the only scorers for the Warriors in the 3rd quarter. In fact, the only scorers here in the game in the 3rd quarter. The right wing 3 from Jake Griffin is well too strong. Barrett Cook rips down the board, and they call a jump ball. Possession arrow will keep it with Lee Scott Academy. The Cougars now trying to set up a little bit of pressure. Not quite a trap, but maybe trying to turn it into a 3-quarter trap. They are. But Barrett Cook throws the outlet pass to Hayden Harper. He'll slow things down. Now down to Parks Myers, who loses it when he spins. Hayden Harper in the corner tries to find Myers. Now back to Hayden Harper. A little give and go game. Hayden Harper buries the triple at the top of the key. Hayden Harper now with 7 in the third quarter, and the Cougars turn it over. Chapman Harris, the pressure on the defense. Creates another turnover in the column for Brookstone. Wyatt Watley, Brooke Zachary, and Jack Fuquay will check in for the first time tonight for the Academy. The Warrior lead is 25 with 3.5 to play here in the third quarter. It's Harris, Fuquay, Zachary, Cook, and Watley, and a whistle before the inbounds. Not exactly sure what the discussion is. A technical foul is called on Marcus, number 15. Possibly something that was said. It wasn't a physical act by any means, but the inbound right in front of the Warrior bench. The Warriors possibly baiting Marcus, and it may have worked. So Barrett Cook will head to the line for a couple of freebies, and he knocks down the first. And in between the two free throws, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the Lee Scott Sports Network.
Tiger Country 104.5 is a Radio Alabama station, part of the Auburn Networks family. WAUE HD2, Waverly, Auburn, Opelika.
Auburn, Opelika Country. Tiger Country 104.5.
Usually a 10-second station identification. I need to pause 17 seconds for station identification as Barrett Cook knocks down the second free throw and then turns it over after getting the ball right back. Running contested baseline jumper, no good. Marcus, right-handed rebound. And is able to corral it and goes up with that same right hand. And he's on the board for the second time tonight. The three-pointer from Chapman Harris is no good. And quickly in transition, should be an offensive foul. It is. Guess who? Wyatt Watley drawing the contact. And right there at the right time. A beautiful job by Wyatt Watley, setting his feet, concreting them right on the edge of the paint. And the boy tries to barrel over him. That's the fourth team foul for the Cougars. The Warriors lead it 48-23. Ball knocked away momentarily. Harris trying to get the ball across half court. They do with Brooke Zachary. Now to Wyatt Watley. Now Chapman Harris on the right wing. Jab step running left. Now out to Fuquay, running floater, beautiful pass to Brooke Zachary. Zachary now with 7, and Jack Fuquay, show the goggles, the vision, young man. Beautiful pass, drawing the double team right on the block, and dumps it off for the easy assist. The Warriors lead it by 27. And now a strip by Chapman Harris, holding off the boy. The left-handed running layup is good. Chapman Harris now with 7 in the contest. And with 2 minutes and 16 seconds to play in the third quarter, the Warriors have opened it up here on the Brookstone Cougars. They lead at 52-23, and an offensive foul on Fernando LeBoy. Wyatt Watley in there once again. Just in there forcing the ball handler to be uncomfortable. And LeBoy extends that right arm. ...2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Watley Now to Cook at the top of the key, and LeBoy frustrated. Now a reach-in foul on Barrett Cook. So back-to-back fouls on LeBoy. That's a reach-in foul. That's his third, and that's the 6th team foul on the Cougars. So that will send Lee Scott to the line to shoot a couple. And it's Barrett Cook who, in fact, did not miss it. Second free throw is good. Barrett Cook, the best free throw shooter on this team. He knocks down both of them. Quick in transition. A three-pointer from Marcus goes over the backboard after hitting the rim. So that'll go right back to Lee Scott Academy. Zachary, Watley, Cook, Harris, and Fuquay, the 5 on the floor for Coach William Johnson. Wyatt Watley and now Fuquay wide open on the left block. Tried to catch it and go up all in one motion rather than going to the ground and taking his time. I think he realized that he had more time than he thought he had while being in the air. The layup no good, and Marcus now at the other end with the layup and the poke from behind on Chapman Harris. It'll stay with Lee Scott here on the near sideline. 1:23 to play in the third quarter. Chapman Harris has it on the right wing, and a push foul on Emediong Marcus. That's the 7th team foul on the Cougars here in the quarter. So that will send Chapman Harris to the charity stripe, where he connects on the front end. The second free throw is no good. So the lead sits at 30. A minute to play in the third quarter. Jump stop, free throw line jumper is short. Cook able to get the rebound and save it from going out of bounds. The Cougars begging for it, saying that he did step on the baseline. Barrett Cook comes to a jump stop, kick out. Chapman Harris for 3. He buries it. The best 3 in basketball is when you can get 2 feet in the paint and kick it right out. Chapman Harris almost serving as the trailer in a transition 3, as Cook was able to get both feet in the paint. Didn't find anybody there. Turned right around and had the top of the key wide open. The 3 in response is good from Grayson Miley. He's on the board for the first time tonight. 25 seconds to play in quarter number 3. They dump it down low to Brooke Zachary. Nice move. Fuquay thought about the 3 on the left wing. Instead gets it to Barrett Cook, and he gets stripped by Marcus. Wyatt Watley right there, who lets him go. Should be an offensive interference call, and it is, as the right-handed layup was no good. And it was number 5, Miley, who affected the net, affected the rim, with the ball still sitting on the rim. So no buckets. It remains a 30-point game with 10 seconds to play. Harris able to break the press with the left hand, kicks it to Fuquay. He bobbles it momentarily, still decides to put it up, throws it off the side of the backboard. Wyatt Watley right there with the offensive rebound, and all in one motion gets it to go with the right hand. Wyatt Watley now with 7 in the contest. And the Warriors, after 3 quarters, lead it 60-28 here at home. We're back with the final 8 minutes right after this here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
Hi, this is Tyler with Gutter Pro. Around here, we believe details make the difference. That's why we're the premier choice for custom seamless gutter systems and leak protection for both homes and businesses. No matter what kind of gutter you need, we do it all. From seamless installs to custom finishes, our work is built to last and tailored to your style. So don't settle for less. Leave it to the pros at Gutter Pro. Check us out today at gutterprosolutions.com. That's gutterprosolutions.com.
Let's get back to the LSA action. It's on to the second half of our game, presented by Gouge Performing Arts Center on Tiger Country 104.5.
Start of the fourth quarter here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, and it is all Lee Scott Academy. They lead it 60-28. Here as we get you underway with the start of the fourth quarter. It was 38-21 at halftime. The Warriors outscored the Cougars 22-7 in the third quarter. And the Warriors, a couple subs. We'll get you those names here in just a moment. For the 5 on the floor, Chapman Harris, walk-in 3 at the top of the key. Can't find the bottom of the net, gets the offensive rebound. Now to the far corner, now back to Chapman Harris. Now to Whittington, now to Neil Reams, who gets with the strong left hand, kicks it back out to Harris. Now to Watts Johnson, he gets his three-pointer blocked, and in transition, and Grayson Miley throws it down with 2 hands. Harris, now the skip pass. Jack Fuquay wide open in front of the cheerleaders. He gets it to go. Every Warrior in the score column tonight. Fuquay's first 3. And the Warrior lead is 33. A minute gone by here in the fourth quarter. And again, the 5 on the floor right now for the Warriors as the near corner 3 is no good. Maybe blocked partially by Chapman Harris. Chapman Harris in the game, Matthew Whittington, Neil Reams, Jack Fuquay, and Watts Johnson. A crossover dribble from Chapman Harris. It gets knocked away, but it will stay with Lee Scott Academy. Cord Zellner will now check in for Chapman. Reams, the inbounder, throws it to Johnson, and a little over-eager is Jack Lane, who tried to steal the inbounds. The clock continuing to run here inside Sanford Gymnasium. The lead 63-30. The Warriors comfortably out in front here at home. And most importantly, you took care of business, did Lee Scott, so you can now rest a lot of your team, because again, it's a back-to-back. You're back inside Sanford Gymnasium here tomorrow early afternoon. So the ability to take care of business ever so important. Reams with the basketball. Now Zellner. Now back to Fuquay. No hesitation. He gets it to go again. Fuquay back-to-back triples. And the lead is 36. A running jumper for Dylan Johnson is no good. Watts Johnson the rebound. Reams will bring it across half court. Gets the on-ball screen from Zellner. Now Whittington. Now Johnson. Now Zellner. Watts Johnson. Apologies, Fuquay. Lost it momentarily, able to get it back. And a reach-in foul on Charlie Peak. And he now picks up a technical foul. He's been verbal all afternoon. And whatever was said was a little too much right there for the referees to let it slide. I talked about it in the first half after a couple made baskets, was either jawing at the cheerleaders or maybe a parent or two. But he now picks up the technical foul. And I believe that was number 4 and number 5 on Charlie Peak. Fuquay now heads to the stripe where he knocks down the first and gives the celebration for a specific number, but makes the second free throw to make it 68-30 here on the Lee Scott Sports Network. Fuquay, all 8 points for Lee Scott Academy here in the fourth quarter. Reams now to Whittington, now right back to Fuquay. Tried to find Whittington on the down cut. Watch Johnson, his left wing 3, he buries it. Watch Johnson joins the scoring column as well. And the three-pointer no good. Tipped around momentarily into the hands of Fuquay. Now Reams. Now the outlet pass to Whittington. He stops. He pops. Doesn't go with the right hand. Neil Reams works his way through contact and gets it to go with the left hand. Neil Reams now with 2, and the lead is 43 for the Academy. Halfway through this fourth quarter. Could be a travel, and instead they're going to get Reams on the reach-in foul. You've now had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Warriors score in this contest. .317 to play in the fourth quarter. And Jack Fuquay tried to steal the inbounds by jumping on top of the back of a Cougar, and Coach William Johnson with very simple advice. You can't jump over him. I'll second that. 3 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. They throw it down low to number 25, Lawson Mansfield, apologies. And he gets his second bucket of the evening. Fuquay now wild through contact, but is able to draw the foul. And so he will head to the free throw line. 2.5 to play and counting here inside Sanford Gymnasium. Fuquay can't knock down the front end. By no means was I going to say it before the free throw, but was going to, or thought it was going to say it if he made both. That had the chance to get into double figures, may still have the chance to. With 2 minutes left here in the fourth quarter, the Warrior lead is 41. Can't rattle in the second free throw, but able to get his own offensive rebound. Whittington now to Zellner. Now Whittington at the top of the key. Dribble handoff with Fuquay. Thought about the step-in three. Reams with a Euro step works his way through contact. Cord Zellner. Now Whittington. He's going to pull it from the right wing, or the right corner rather. Couldn't get it to go. The gym would have absolutely exploded. And now Wiley will throw it up and get it to go. That one not quite a two-hand slam. Grabbed the rim, but laid it in beforehand. Whittington now to Fuquay. Now to Zellner. Now to Watts Johnson. He runs baseline down low. Whittington, left-handed layup, no. Second chance opportunity. He gets it to go. Matthew Whittington in the scoring column, the 12th Warrior to find the score column. And a three banked in from Jack Lane. 45 seconds to play. Neil Reams now goes up strong and lays it in with the left hand. Reams now with 4 in the fourth quarter. It goes to show you that this Warrior team in the future will be in fantastic hands as a pipeline of Warriors continue to impress here throughout the young season and into tonight. Watts Johnson on the left wing, 20 seconds to play, and he backs it up and stands at half court. We'll see if he just dribbles it out. You can see looking over at the coaching staff, and they put both hands up, telling him to slow things down and pause it and just dribble it out. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and that will do it for the varsity boys game. Lee Scott Academy completes the 3-game sweep over the Brookstone Cougars. JV wins it big. The varsity girls win it big, and the boys now win it 77-39. We'll come back and talk about this game, talk about the Knights as a whole, because we're right back here tomorrow, and we'll tell you everything that you need to know about tomorrow's action as well. Lee Scott Academy completes the sweep over the Brookstone Cougars, and we'll tell you all about it when we come back here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
My joints aren't what they used to be. Routine exercise, playing ball outside with the kids, riding bikes on vacation. I never worried about keeping up. But now, my joint pain has started slowing me down. I decided to make an appointment with the Orthopedic Clinic. Their surgical partners had the experience, technology, and personalized approach to care that I was looking for. Best of all, it was close to home. I'm thankful I chose the Orthopedic Clinic. Don't let joint pain slow you down. Visit theorthoclinic.com and schedule your appointment today.
Hi, this is Tyler with Gutter Pro. Around here, we believe details make the difference. That's why we're the premier choice for custom seamless gutter systems and leak protection for both homes and businesses. No matter what kind of gutter you need, we do it all. From seamless installs to custom finishes, our work is built to last and tailored to your style. So don't settle for less. Leave it to the pros at Gutter Pro. Check us out today at gutterprosolutions.com. That's gutterprosolutions.com.
Hey guys, this is Tyler Reynolds with Reynolds Outdoors. Fall is right around the corner, which means hunting season will be on us before you know it. We are now carrying some of the best-known archery brand names like Matthews and PSE to go along with our well-stocked supply of firearms we have always been known for. And did you know we are the largest dealer of box blinds in Alabama, carrying popular brand names like Redneck and Banks? Don't forget, we carry Sitka, Bandit, and Drake apparel as well. Come see us today to meet all of your fall hunting needs. Located on Geneva Street in Opelika.
Owner Sean Snow founded Advanced Graphics in 2004 to satisfy a missing service need in East Alabama. 20 years later, Advanced Graphics has proven mission accomplished. For any comprehensive graphic need, vehicle wraps, decals, signs, custom apparel, and even those difficult-to-source laser-engraved ADA signs. The dedicated staff at Advanced Graphics offers exceptional quality with amazing customer service. Contact Advanced Graphics today at 334-501-8600. That's 501-8600. Advanced Graphics in Auburn. World-class service with local attention.
Four Seasons Federal Credit Union. Homegrown and member-owned.
We love our members love us.
Oh yes, ever since I got off active duty, they have helped me. I would recommend to anyone, if you really want to get your finances in order, come and see for yourself. I promise you, they will help you get on the path to financial freedom.
Four Seasons Federal Credit Union with 2 local branches. Membership eligibility required. Accounts federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply.
Russell Building Supply is your hometown home improvement store. You'll find what you need when you need it. And as a Russell Rewards member, you'll be in the know about monthly specials and exclusive offers. Russell Building Supply, East University in Auburn, across from Cary Creek Publix.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply.
The Lee Scott Warriors are victorious. On the JV boys, the varsity girls, and the varsity boys, they complete the 3-game sweep. And the varsity boys most recently win it 77-39. Christian Griffin here with you in the Lee Scott Academy post-game show, looking at some final numbers for the Lee Scott Warriors, going from the top of the score column all the way down. Gray Haley had 5. Hayden Harper led the way with 15. Chapman Harris had 11. Brooke Zachary with 7. Wyatt Watley with 7. William Lyles with 3. Parks Myers with 4. Jack Fuquay with 8. Barrett Cook with 7. Watts Johnson with 3. Neil Reams with 4. And Matthew Whittington with 2 in there as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 Warriors get into the score column here this evening. And the Warriors do their job to allow a lot of the big guys to rest in that fourth quarter because, again, we are back here tomorrow. Final stats, looking at the Lee Scott Warrior varsity girls, it was Clark Ivett that led the way. She had 24. Haynes Kesey had 7. Huddleston with 3. Sydney Dunlap with 12. And Maggie Herndon with 12. Coach Corey Harrison's squad that shoots 21% from 3 knocked down 12 of them here this afternoon. So 12 was the lucky number. 12 Warriors, or 12 three-pointers made for the varsity girls, and 12 Warriors scored on the varsity boys side of things. Hard to find too many complaints if you're a Lee Scott Warrior here tonight. And as I pull up what the schedule looks like a little bit, had a couple of time changes. But again, we are back here tomorrow taking on Lafayette. Things change just a little bit, so it will be the varsity girls that play the first game. Then it will be the JV boys, apologies. Then it will be the varsity girls. So there will be a little bit of a break here on the Lee Scott Sports Network. We'll take you through the varsity girls game, have a little bit of a break, and then come back for the varsity boys game. But again, our next broadcast here on the Lee Scott Sports Network will be tomorrow afternoon, where the girls and the boys take on Lafayette. Airtime will be right around 12:40, 12:45 or so, and then once again following the conclusion of the JV game as well. All of that right here on your home for classic country hits, Tiger Country 104.5, tigercountry.net, and the Radio Alabama app. We'd like to thank everybody once again for listening and for their support of Lee Scott Academy basketball, as they have all season long and will continue to do so throughout the 2025-2026 season. For everybody here at Lee Scott Academy, I'm Christian Griffin, voice of your Lee Scott Academy Warriors, saying so long. Until tomorrow, have a great night, and it's a great night to be a Warrior.
Lee Scott Academy basketball has been presented by the Orthopedic Clinic, Googe Performing Arts Center, Mountain High Outfitters, and Russell Building Supply. Also brought to you by Auburn Bank, Gutter Pro, Advanced Graphics, Auburn Express Towing, and Four Seasons Federal Credit Union. Follow LSA action here on Tiger Country 104.5.